Yo, we're back. What
Yes, we
is
are.
happening, man? Grae, I know you're excited. You're excited. And you're like, I was like yesterday. I was like, hey, Stellar Blade's official X account put out there,
I got
available on 240 countries, and then I immediately messaged you. So it's available in the Philippines.
it is. But the thing is, some stuff happened earlier this week. Look, it runs fine. It actually runs great in my PC, but yeah, there were some frame drops here and there depending on where I'm at. Like if there's a lot of lighting, it's gonna drop in frames a little bit, but it's fine overall. I'm surprised how well it can run given my PC is kind of like a potato at this point. But yeah, the big thing that happened to me this week.
Is that what you have?
2070, but
Okay.
my Achilles heel is the CPU. I only have like an i5 10th gen, but anyway, it still runs great. It still runs great. But the thing is, like, I'm gonna have to delay getting a new PC because I'm getting a Switch too.
Well, so that's coming out what, like later in June?
Yeah. I was really surprised because like normally for us in the Philippines, we get new consoles like literally 2 months later, 3 months later. I was really surprised. Like, holy shit! I can see a pre-order. I can see pre-orders in our retailers, and it's like it's coming out on June 26th. Like, oh god, it's like if like I'm gonna be a broke boy if I like get the new PC and switch to it at the same time. So I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to delay the PC.
Well, it's better than Dan Vast. Like he just got the Nintendo 64. No, it's not that bad, but like he's several generations behind, but like he does have a very good PC, but like he doesn't have a PS5 or anything like that. But anyways, we do have a guest hanging out in the back. Let's go ahead and bring him on. You guys know him. You guys love him. This welcome DermyWermy. What's happening, man?
Nothing much. Hi, hello. I'm happy to be here around a bunch of Asian folk for the first time ever. You know, they usually run away from me considering I'm so giant. But you know.
That's a big old white man that's go in there.
Yeah, they usually look at me and say I'm fatter than Godzilla. So
that's crazy, but hey, man, it's just that the Asians are tiny everything. But hey, thank you so much for hopping on. Thank you. You know what? Like, and we've met in person before in several instances now. And man, you are a tall feller. Are you around the same height as Jay, or are you about tall? Are you taller?
I think I have one picture with Jay, and Jay is slightly taller than me. Wait, no, yeah, I think he's slightly taller than me.
Yeah, that's tall. That's tall for sure.
Yeah, he is actually really tall. But I am 6'5". I'm a giant amongst many, and I only know a handful of people that are taller than me.
All right, man. So, you know, for people who don't know who you are, who are you and what do you do?
Well, I am DermyWermy of the aforementioned channel DermyWermy. You know, primarily I cover pop culture topics, stuff like that. Some drama now and then. I do reviews. Right now, I'm doing Doctor Who, so I had to watch the season finale and die a little bit inside. You know,
yeah,
that's primarily what I do. I also have a show called Ballbusters, which Phil, you've been on. Yeah, it's a fun time over there. We get pretty degenerate, say a bunch of mean things, but you know, we have fun. But yeah, that's primarily what I do. You know, and I've drastically changed up my video style. So if anybody wants to check them out, harsh criticism is always welcome there.
Okay, yeah, man. All right, so I do want to ask. I typically ask this for like all our guests. It's like, how did you get started? Like, what prompted you to like, hey, man, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna talk about whatever I want, and like, what sort of prompted you to start your, I guess you would say, YouTube journey?
What prompted me was I've always wanted to do this because I'm a little kid. You know, I'm 28 years old. I grew up with YouTube being the main entertainment source. You know, I'm Gen Z. I'm these young little retards out there. Sorry.
That's fine. You can say that. That's definitely
okay. That one's
here.
Okay.
Yeah, just any of the gamer words, the bundle of sticks, the transmission fluids.
I am like autistic, doctor approved. It's my word. I get to say that one. There you go. You have the R slur pass on my account.
I say retard all the time. All the time. We're bringing back a retard. Okay, we're taking that back. Okay.
Okay, but I'm I grew up watching YouTube. I loved Rooster Teeth. I loved Screw Attack. So, you know, Craig was a big part of my childhood and growing up. And I always wanted to do this. I fell into what's called the PokeTuber sphere and watched a bunch of fun YouTubers, one of which some people know about, called Duncan MacLeod, who at one point in time went on and debated a lawyer who got drunk. We don't need to dig deeper into that one. Anyways, but I went to Anime Matsuri. I want to say it was 2023. I met said lawyer. Gary, yeah, Gary was there. Jeremy and Ryan told me to start a channel.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Phone, and I went from there.
Yeah, man. I actually started with a phone too because I didn't have like a good camera, and the current camera that I had at the time didn't have the ability to remove the UI. Right, and I didn't want to buy like one of those like Logitech, you know, CE whatever, like those. Everyone bought one during COVID, right? For me, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna buy that, and then I was able to eventually upgrade to a Sony A5100, and I just used the basic, you know, the basic lens that came with it, and then I was able to upgrade to a Sigma. What's it called again? I have like a 1.4 f-stop, so like it's pretty good. Like that's what the background like super blurry, and I'm not too close to it. But yeah, man, it's like, to be honest, I think the most important thing, and I tell everyone this, this also goes down to everyone who's hanging out in the chat. If you guys want to start a YouTube thing, I think visuals is not super important. I think 720p is adequate enough. The thing that you need is good audio. I think that's the only thing you need.
Yeah, and more importantly, like I keep hammering this as well whenever we talk about starting a YouTube. Just start. It doesn't matter how crappy your video is or whatever your content is. It's just you learn much faster if you just start doing it and start learning rather than watching all these video of YouTube gurus how to start. It's the best way to start, how to optimize your videos. It's all nonsense unless you start. I keep repeating that to people who like, I know there's some people that I want to start a YouTube channel, but they never end up doing it. Like that's your biggest hurdle. That's your biggest enemy. Just start. Doesn't matter. If it sucks, then you'll learn along the way. You'll get better and better. Just start.
Yeah, man. But the goal is to just start. I think being lazy is just like, oh man, I don't have time. It's like, if you're not going to start now, you're never going to start, bro. It's like, just do it. And like, Grae, how much is your Fifine mic?
This was pretty cheap. It's like this one, it's like there are even cheaper ones. I used to have the HyperX Solo Cast, which is like 25, $50, and this one's around like 80, and it sounds pretty great. Though I am contemplating upgrading it, but this one's still pretty. You can get good microphones for like $50, and even less than that.
I started off with a Snowball. I started with a Snowball that's like 2009, like a very old one, and then upgraded to like a Mayono like all-in-one, which is like $35.
There's software out there already that'll make you sound better. You don't really need really good equipment unless you're, you know, as you grow really big, you start really raking in good revenue. That's when you start upgrading your stuff. But when starting, there's plenty of ways for you to save money, buy things for cheap, and then, you know, find software workarounds to make your content better.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Okay, now I'm assuming you don't have to tell us your real name. Unless it's actually DermyWermy. First name Dermy, last name Wormy. How did you come up with that name? And that's actually your real name.
I've already said what my real name is on the internet. It's actually Dermot, well, Dermot, because it's Irish. And my mom named me after Dermot Mulroney from Young Guns. And he was in Secret Invasion as the president, and I hate every second of that. But anyways, that's besides the point. My mom loved him in Young Guns, so she named me after him. And also my dad signed off because my name means the same as his name. So that's the only reason I got named that. Then as time went on, my best friend had me in his phone as DermyWermy. But he knows how to spell. I don't. So actually I'm not French. I am Irish and German.
Imagine being French. Okay, no offense to the French people, just a little bit though. Just a little bit. But continue. Sorry.
No, I give a lot of offense. You know, you guys waved the right flag to my ancestors. Come on. Anyways, no, my friend had me as DermyWermy in his phone, and I took it, but I don't know how to spell, so it's actually Wormy in his phone, like worm, but I did E, so that's how it came about, and I just took it ever since. The other name I could have done was Dermot the Frog, but I didn't go down that route.
So. Okay, it's not bad, right? Like Dermatus Maximus or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been a whole lot worse.
All right, so the thing is that like my name, like I always wanted to find out like my my origin story for my name, right? And like I asked my mom, like, why did you come up with the name Phillip? It's like it's not a common like Asian name like to name their kids, right? Something like Kevin, David, Michael, I don't know, Jonathan or something like that, Tony, right? It's like, why Phillip? And she said, I don't know, ask your dad. And I asked my dad, and my dad's reason for naming me Phillip was, he said, everyone's got to get a name. Everyone's got to have a name. I was like, yeah, but what's the reason? Like, that's the reason. I was like, there's no fucking reason you naming me Phillip then. It's like, there's rarely any Asian Phillips. There's like one Hong Kong actor that's like a very famous Phillip Chan, like actual Phillip Chan. But like, there's not a lot of like Asian Phillips out there. But like, maybe my dad wanted, because my dad's name is Peter. So maybe that's the reason why it's like, oh, it's P. I'm going to name him, you know, with the first letter of P as well. But yeah, it's just like, for me, like it was no reason for it. It's not like, oh, because it's you know, like we found this thing and we really like this person or something like that. It's just weird. But what about you, Grae? What about you, Grae? So your parents are like, hey man, your name, the sky was great at one day, so I'm gonna name my kid Grae. Just like Snow White.
Nah, it's like this name, like, you know, I started off as like, because, you know, I started doing online content during COVID, like, because like we were so isolated for 2 years, like, you know, at the back of my mind when I'm watching YouTube videos, you know, even before COVID, like maybe one day I get to do this YouTube stuff. It's like if I put in the effort and time. But I back then the chances of that happening was very unlikely, because like, you know, I used to go out a lot more, given before COVID we got locked up. So yeah, the chance of me like setting up my own YouTube stuff, like that wasn't gonna happen. But until like COVID, that changed everything. Because like, you know, COVID, like I started to know what the heck is Twitch. Like I've been hearing a lot about Twitch, so that's when I opened the app Twitch. Then that's, oh, okay, cool, you get to see people live and stuff like that. Then at that time I was playing Fire Emblems. Like I really like Fire Emblem a lot. That's where I discovered Fire Emblem during COVID. So it's like I watched the content creators, and like eventually I saw one, like he was really popping off fast for playing Fire Emblem. Oh wow, this is really, maybe I can try this too. Then that's how I started doing online stuff, streaming Fire Emblem on Twitch. And that's how I eventually met you, Phil. Like when I finished live streaming, it's like, okay, who are the other Fire Emblem streamers still around? Oh, Mr. Phillip Chen. Okay, so it's a cool name. Let me check out his stream. And that's where like, okay, but really funny guy. Then I followed you ever since then. You know the rest. You guys know the rest, how this podcast came to be. But anyway, I started off as like Professor Grae, which because like the main character in Three Houses, if you guys don't know, is like you're the professor of an academy. So it's like, okay, I think that's professor. Then like the first half of my second name. Then so I started with Professor Grae. Then it's like, okay, when I wanted to veer off Fire Emblem, it's like, okay, I think that sounds too cheesy. So it's like I took away the professor, then I named it Grae Blade because I wanted to cover JRPGs. But eventually, like the Blade's like, okay, that's a bit cheesy too. I'll just take out, since people call me Grae already anyway. So I'll just take out the Blade. So hence, that's why I arrived the name right now. But in terms of real life, all I know is just like my mom during her honeymoon, like she met a guy named Graeme, Graeme at New Zealand. It's like, okay, I think she took inspiration from that name. Then that's what she put as my second name. So hence, that's the origin story of my name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dermy, if you want you.
There you go.
Whoa, there he is.
I had to reset my StreamYards really fast. StreamYards does not like my setup. I don't know what it is. Every time after like 30 minutes, I have to reset it.
Oh, cool. No worries, man. I'm not sure what it is. Like a streamer used to give me issues too back in the day, but like I think ever since I upgraded my computer, it stopped.
It might be a computer issue.
Yeah, like I'm not sure what it is, but maybe like check like the CPU temps or something like that, and that might help you. I'm not sure, man. But yeah.
It only started the last time StreamYards did its big update, and it has not gone away since.
Oh, maybe it's not just you then. But I heard
Yeah.
like StreamYard has been giving a lot of people and a lot of like streamers issues for the past couple years now.
Yeah, that's why we moved to Restream for Ballbusters and stuff. We did EV Mux, but I'm not smart enough for EV Mux, so.
Yeah, see, I'm definitely not smart enough to like set up everything in OBS. But I heard it's like if you know how to do that, it's actually really cool. But I'm not gonna have time to do all that shit. But yeah, man,
I can do it in OBS. It's just it takes too long.
Yeah, it takes a while.
That's why I don't want to do it.
Yeah, man. Yo, Hollow Ninja with the 2. Thank you, man. It's like, what's up, men of culture, also known as Eggrolls. Yo, thank you, Hollow Ninja for the 2, and Melodic Method coming in with the 10 gifted memberships. Holy shit, man! Thank you, Melodic Method. Every weekend, man. You don't have to do this.
Yeah, every week. Yeah.
Just letting you know, Grae might say something different, but you guys just. Or at least I don't need it. Maybe Grae does, because Grae lives in the Philippines. But like, you guys don't need to send us any money, man. You guys, the fact that you guys are just watching is more than enough. I guarantee you guys will probably find a better use for your money than here, giving it to annoying Asians. Well, annoying Asian singular. Grae is not the annoying one. I am. But if you guys want to, and you guys are more than happy, more than welcome to donate or gift memberships. But thank you so much, man. Thank you.
You're not good at this grift stuff, are you? You're not really good at it, are you?
Asian people, we don't like this. Grae can back me up on this. It just feels bad. It's just like we don't want to in a way grift, or in I guess the lack of a better term, like ask for money. It's just like we want to be able to do that stuff ourselves.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But at the same time, give these guys money. Come on. They put on a great show for you. One of them lives in the Philippines. It's like some weird third world country area. I don't know. He could go outside and die. Help him out.
Yeah, it's like we joke about it. It's like, oh, if you want to stop Asian hate, go ahead and give some super chats or something like that. But yeah, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And Carlos Lima with the 2. Thank you, man. What's up, my Asian brothers? Project Eggroll, let's fucking go. Thank you for the 2. Look, Grae is like, hey Phil, if you don't want any of the money, you can give it out to me. Oh shit, man.
I agree with Grae right there. If you don't want any of the money, give it to him.
Yeah, you want it, you can give me all the money. All right, let's go ahead and shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Let's see. It's a Donald McNamara. I'm always gonna fuck up your last name. Donald McDonald. What's going on? Project Eggroll with 3 Y's. 3 L's.
3 L's.
3, yeah. I usually said Benology with 2 Y's. That's why. Legatus Legionus. Hopefully I said it right.
Legatus Legionus. He's one of my mods.
Legatus. Okay.
Yeah.
Legatus Legionus. Thank you. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. It says Dermy Fat from Cloud X199.
Don't ignore him. He's not allowed to be here. His mom told him so.
Isn't Cloud the big Vaporeon fan?
Yeah, he really loves Vaporeon, but his mom's not allowed to know that.
You know what they say, Grae? You know what they say about Vaporeon, right?
Yeah,
Did you know?
We talked about this before, but yeah.
Yes, but do you want me to remind you what we're talking about before? Oh shit, man. Man. So what's going on, Melodic Method? Hope you're doing it. You guys are Asian. You should be overachieving and start early. Therefore, you are late. I am here early. All right. If you want to talk about overachieving and start early, you gotta convince the Pinoy that's in the chat, that's on the stream, that's in the panel. Okay. But it's also super early for him. Well, for me, I think 9 a.m. is early.
Yeah, that's like, my dilemmas all the time is like, I wake up, like I have to eat and drink so that to prep up for the pod. And like, I have this dilemma. It's like, oh no, my stomach is grumbling. I gotta go to the bathroom. Because that's the problem. It's like, if it's like late at night, I can better prep, like to better start early. But it's like I wake up, rush to get ready. That's what happens for me. Yeah. Yeah,
you're on the Pinoy time, all right? So give him some slack, all right? I married a Filipino woman, and I have to trick her. Whenever we have an event, I was like, oh, the event starts at 7. I tell her it starts at 5. And then we get there by 6:50. We get there by 6:50. Yeah, yeah, man. Let's see. Is Project Eggroll gonna fix Dermy of his VTuber furry addictions?
I don't
So
have
what's
a
going-
furry addiction.
What's going on here? What's going on here?
I don't have a furry addiction. Legatus, you're betraying me. Come on, man. You're supposed to be on my side in all this. The evil. I'm not gonna say that. This isn't my channel. The evil one isn't here. Okay, he can't be bringing this up. But I love VTubers. I'm not gonna deny that one.
So, so you're a big fan of Kirsha?
Yes, I'm huge fan of Kirsha. I've been, that's something that I watch regularly. I'm also a huge fan of people like Bao the Whale, who I have a lot of clips of for my channel that people hate.
All right. So now I do want to ask the chat questions. I might poll the chat here. You know what? I'm not gonna bring it up. It's because we already know what's worse. I was gonna say, what's worse? Furry, being a fucking furry, or being into fooders, but we already know which one's worse. So I'm not even gonna
Furry.
Okay, you think furry is worse than fooders?
Here's why.
Okay.
There are furry fooders.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's always going to be worse.
Renamon. There's a lot of Renamon stuff out there.
Yes, but baseline furry, you're going to be into everything. That's why furries are the most degenerate bastards out there.
All right. Okay. So now I have to make a poll. Okay, I'm gonna make a poll right now. All right. Which is worst? Grae, what do you think? Which one's worse? Which one is worse for you, Grae? Which do you think is like, wow, this is cringe. I don't want to be involved with any of this kind of stuff. Which one is worse for you? Grae's like, what's a food? No, you know what it is. You know what a food is.
Do I really though? I can't even distinguish the two, honestly.
Wait, what? Like, furries are people who are into like
furries are people like I literally just had his name and I forgot it.
Okay. Grae, did you watch Zootopia?
No, I didn't get to watch that one.
Do you know who Lola Bunny is?
Yeah.
Do you think she's hot?
Pleading the fifth on this one.
I think so.
Do you want to have sex with that cartoon rabbit?
Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth.
He doesn't know what that is, all right? He's in the Philippines. He doesn't know what the fifth is. He doesn't know what that is. All right. So furries are people who want to bang like humanoid animals. They look like humanoid animals. Most of them are. But there are more degenerate versions of it, which Dermy can definitely explain to this.
Furries are weird psychopaths that a lot of them do want to bang humanoid versions of animals. Lola Bunny is the usual test, but I mean, Lola Bunny's hot. They drew her to be hot. Shut up. Furthermore, though, furries get worse as they start also getting what's known as fursuits, and they have fursonas, and they dress up.
Persona is fucking wild, bro. That's the first time I've actually heard of that word.
Yeah.
You've never heard the term persona?
Yeah.
I'm more degenerate than you, Phil.
Okay, you are more degenerate in one spectrum of it, all right? I'm not into furry shit.
I'm not into furries.
Well, you know more than I do.
Well, I am the weirdo who I fall down internet rabbit holes, and the next thing I know, I learn about scalies, which are furries, but if they're lizards, I learn about featheries, which are the exact same thing, but for birds. What? I know this stuff because I hurt myself. Okay, so
that's
I look
wild,
up these weird
bro.
things.
That's
and I start
insane.
Watching. Yeah, internet rabbit holes, man. One minute you're trying to figure out what the heck is. Why do people dress up like animals? And the next minute, you've learned this whole degenerate lifestyle.
Grae,
like,
do you know who Sonic Fox is?
No.
He's a black guy that now identifies as non-binary, but he is one of the most popular like FGC like guys in Mortal Kombat, and he plays a lot. And he won. I believe he beat I think he might have beaten someone huge for Dragon Ball Z Fighters, but like he basically started off as a black dude, and then he started wearing a hat that had a blue ears on it,
Okay.
and then he evolved to a full on furry suit.
Okay.
So let me this is Sonic Fox, okay? This is Sonic Fox back in the day. Okay, I'm gonna bring him up. Okay, I'm gonna bring him up right now. Okay, this is Sonic Fox. Regular black dude that's very good at playing video games.
Like most
And then
black guys.
Yep, and then he evolved to this. You know, this is his second phase.
Okay.
This
is where the red flags begin.
This is semi-perfect Sonic Fox.
Yeah.
And then during COVID, he was like, "Oh, I can actually identify fully as a they them." And he fully evolved, and now he's perfect, perfect form Sonic Fox. That's him now. This would be one. This is I guess the furry suit.
He still competes. He still competes, right?
He still competes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he still competes. Unfortunately.
Okay. Okay. That's not okay. The only thing Sonic that I know is like Sonic Chu with Chris Chan, and it's not nearly as bad as this. Okay.
What Sonic Chu with Chris Chan is fucking awful, man. What?
Yeah. It's like I thought you were getting.
You said it's not as bad as this, Grae.
No. I said this guy is not as bad.
Oh, okay. Oh my.
Oh.
Other way around.
Oh man.
Yeah, I heard it the other way around as well, buddy.
Grae's like, oh, Sonic Chu is not that bad. Chris Chan is actually a cool dude.
Sorry. Oh god.
Oh shit, bro.
No, I'm dropping a link in the private chat for you guys to watch after the stream. It's an internet historian video called "The Failure of Rainforest." You'll learn just how awful furries can be.
Okay.
So Grae, we talked about this last week with Kada about FurryCon.
Yeah.
So there's people who identify as them, and then there's some people who gets like a massive turn on when they're like, oh, if you was like, please stroke my head. If you pet and stroke my head, I will literally lose my goddamn mind.
Great. So to put this into perspective, about 95% of the people in this picture, 100% have had sex in those suits.
Grae, would you go to FurryCon with Kada?
Nah.
He thought about it. He
No.
thought about it. Grae's like, how much? How much money will we have to give you to go to FurryCon?
Yeah, I would like. I was gonna say it's like I would talk about money if it was like me and Kaida going to
FatCon? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go to FatCon with you. I'm willing to bet it smells better than this. Like you can smell this picture. That's how awful it is.
I guarantee you those fursuits are not even cleaned. Some of them are actually crusty and cakey. Some of the furs are stuck together.
Oh god.
Oh man. Oh shit, bro. Anyways, but yeah, that's yeah. So all right, so there's the poll. I'm gonna end the poll now. Looks like furries just slightly beat Fudas by a 57 to 43. So furries are a little bit worse.
Whatever degenerate, disgusting thing you can think of, there's always a furry that has done it. That's why furries are worse.
That is true, man. What is that? The one in the middle is a scaly? What the fuck is a scale? Is that a dragon?
Furries that identify as like lizards or dragons or scalies.
Yeah, it's like the first thing I thought when you first mentioned that was like the Argonians in the Elder Scrolls games.
Yeah,
Oh,
Argonians.
No.
Argonians.
Oh no, man, scalies. Oh man,
there's also featheries. which if you could probably put 2 and 2 together on that one.
So people identify as birds.
Yes.
Oh my god, man! And the fact that like I can't unsee it. I know this is the dragon's tail, but it looks like the dragon penis. Oh my!
100% that person has a strap on.
Oh my god! And oh my god! So Grae, you sure you don't want to go to You sure you don't want to go to what's it called again? So okay, so Dragon Con, that's the thing, right? Yeah. Do a lot of scalies attend Dragon Con?
So my understanding of Dragon Con is, well, more than likely, yeah, there's going to be a furry there no matter what. Dragon Con's, because I think isn't that what fucking, I just had his name, Vagabonda Preach is about, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just nerd Mardi Gras. But at every convention, there's furries.
Oh, man.
Everyone.
See, the first convention I've ever been to was Anime Expo in 2003 in Anaheim before they moved it to LA. And I went there. I never saw anybody dressed as a furry. I've seen people who cross dress, and I've seen like good cosplayers and stuff like that, but I've never seen a furry. I've seen several furries at E3.
When I went to college the first time, because I've been twice, failed both, shocking. But when I went to college the first time, I was in an anime club. There was a guy there that identified as a furry.
Oh no.
He was a weird dude. He walked around with a tail everywhere.
Where's that tail attached to? You know what? I don't even want to.
I don't want to know. I never wanted to.
I don't even want to ask. We sort of know where that tail is attached to. Anyway, so what's this here? Roblox head Leslie Hetland says Grae is the keynote speaker at all the furry convention.
I never got anything. Those guys owed me money then.
Oh shit, man. Let's see. But yeah, shout out to everyone's hanging out in the chat. We got Cofatenyo, Chaz, Rough Night, Snapper Rai, Dingus, Mr. Milk Toast, Fable of Man, Cloud X199, Mad Frog, see, Jose Taco. Am I missing anyone? Yeah, there's a bunch of people who are slowly rolling in. JJ52, shout out Sane Adam, shout out everyone that's hanging out in the chat. Thank you, man. Really appreciate it. What's this here? They call their degenerate orgies yiffing.
No, that's when they jerk off. Yiffing is jerking off.
So, do you call it a circle yiff?
Yes. You know, Turkey Tom has some really good videos.
Oh my
digging
God,
into furries.
That's crazy, man.
Listen, the worst part are the furries that end up becoming zooies.
Oh man, this is
a
different type of rabbit hole that we're going down into.
Yes,
all right,
this is a weird rabbit hole that I've discovered multiple times, and I don't know why.
Why did you keep researching it?
Well, it's like a train wreck. You know, you can't look away. You start learning, yiffing. You start learning about zooies, and the next thing you know, you're like, man, maybe.
What's a zooie?
A meteor shit. You don't want to know. You literally don't want to know that one.
I'm going to speak on behalf of Grae. I think Grae wants to know.
Chad also wants to know. Dingus wants to know.
Yeah, Chow wants to know. See, Dingus. What the fuck is a zooie?
Okay, you did this to yourself, guys, and blame them.
Make it PG. Make it PG or PG-13.
Is it even possible?
It's gonna have to be PG-13. So a zooie. You know Mr. Hands?
Yes.
So that's step one of a zooie.
But he died.
Yes. Zooies are people that like bestiality and advocate that bestiality should be legal.
Because love is love?
Because love is love and animals should be able to be loved. And then
But animals cannot consent.
They don't give a shit. but then it will also steadily get worse and devolve over time into areas of like necrophilia involving animals.
Oh, it's So Grae, what do you think about that? Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, Alpha Omega, like Kira the Wolf. There's actually a pod there. I think there's still a podcast on YouTube called Zooey. Zooey is something. Zooey is a fuck or something like that. And it's just a bunch of Zooeys advocating for this stuff.
That's man. That's that's crazy. Yeah. So Grae, would you ever attend these conventions? Would you ever attend these conventions, man? Grae is in a Zooey cult. There it is. Is that true?
I've been discovered.
Yeah. See, DB Wild, what's going on, man? I feel bad for anyone who smokes a lot of pot asking for a Zooey, which used to be mean. The person that was holding or carrying the goods. Oh man, that's crazy, man. In the country, they just call that practicing taxidermy. DermyWermy.
No.
Oh, damn, the plot thickens.
I am none of those things.
That's crazy, bro. That's why. It all makes sense why you know so much.
Nope. I always look at myself and go like, you know what? I'm a degenerate. Then I look at furries and go like, no, I'm not a degenerate. That's degeneracy.
Oh man, that's actually pretty like here's the thing. That's actually relatively like I get the stuff that people would say that I'm into is considered very tame then compared to what furries really are. See, Chad, I'm not weird. I'm not weird. Stop calling me out when I'm on with like other live streams, all right? Stop it. Yeah, he absolutely is. Phil broke the second seal. Yep. I freaking knew it, man. I freaking knew it. Yo, how long with another 2? Thank you, man. Appreciate it, dude. They can put the Zooies in there with Diddy for real. I think Diddy will probably get along with the Zooies pretty well.
Yeah.
Man, that's wild.
Listen, you asked what was worse. Okay, Fuda or a furry, and I had to explain why furries will always be worse.
It makes sense now. It makes sense why. But here's the thing, though. I do want to ask. There are fat cons and furry conventions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where are the Fuda cons at?
Those are called LGBTQ pride parades. So tomorrow. That's
I probably shouldn't have asked that.
It's that time of the year.
Tomorrow is the start of Pride Month. So probably should not have asked that. Anyways, look, a hot woman, look, a hot girl. Look at this. Look, Stellar Blade PC models were extracted earlier, and they modeled everything on Eve.
Ooh.
Man, that is fast.
That is
That's hey, this is some good modeling. All right, we're just shouting out Shift Up that they're doing a very good job.
This is top notch, high art.
So I think it was like last week that I forgot who posted it, but it's like a clipping issue, right? With where like if Eve's boobs were too close to the camera, it clips past the actual texture of the outfit and shows the under boob, and then there is like there's a brown area that's on the boob. Did you see that? What's it called again? That video that was being passed around.
No, I haven't. I must look for.
I saw it because of Phil.
All right, so I will look it up and I'll send it to the private chat just because we're
probably not YouTube safe.
It definitely is not YouTube safe 100%. Now, the reason why I'm asking is because I asked my chat, and then I asked several other people what they thought about if they think it is what it is. And some people thinks that it's let's see if it's still here. Okay, is it still here? It's still on the interwebs. All right, so I'm going to share it in the private chat. So Grae has already seen it. So Dermy, have you seen this? And do you think it is what it is? Do you think it is a nipple, or do you think it's a shadow? Because a lot of people are saying that it's a shadow, and I want to know what your thoughts are on it. Now that we know that they modeled everything.
I'm gonna say I want to say that's a shadow. I want to, because that's one damn nipple. If that's a nipple, that's one big nipple.
Okay. What about you, Grae?
Yeah, I kind of agree too. But at the same, I'm kind of in conflict because at the same time, Shift Up knows what they're doing with Eve as a character.
Yes.
So it's possible they could have modeled it too. Because
Yeah.
if Sony did it with Aloy, because I've seen this version of Aloy in Forbidden West early when the game just released. So
yeah, they modeled her nipples. Yep.
Yeah.
Before it was patched out.
It's not far-fetched for Shift Up to model Eve's as well.
The thing that goes against it potentially being a shadow is it's not moving as she moves. So a shadow would actually like move on the boobie itself, and that's not moving. That's moving with the boobie, and it's staying at a consistent diameter. So I think it's canon that Eve has some pepperoni nipples.
Now, in my opinion, I think these they are areolas. They're 100% a nipple. Given the texture, the texture of a nipple, they're like these like little bumps around it before the nipple, right? And the thing is that color is the actual brown color that a Asian nipple would have. It's because some people are like, so why isn't it pink? Also, because the skin color is completely different. So now here's the thing: there are women in China, Japan, Korea, whatnot that do bleach their nipples to make them lighter. And the fact that if the nipples is a small nipple, most of the time it is a boob implant. Like case in point, Dongaran has implants, and then Nagi Hikaru has nipple. She has boob implants, and her nipples sort of stay the same size as they were. But whenever they're stretched, right? Whenever they're stretched, I think this might probably been done as probably pepperoni nipple kind of situation here.
I think I can't argue with your logic there. And when I'm looking at it, you would imagine that if it was a shadow that it would actually move as well and maybe clip and stuff. But the thing is, like, it is sticking with that boob in the exact same location. It's not growing or changing. I think that's nipple.
Yeah. I think so too. Like if you think about it, and the thing is that like they're not going to make it like if it's cold, the nipple shrinks and stuff like that, right? So it's going to stay that perfect pepperoni nipple and stuff like that. But here's the thing. I think the fact that we got that, they actually modeled everything. Of course, I'm going to need more examples.
Yes.
It's because they did do, I guarantee you, we already have this on what's it called again? Rule 34. The actual model is probably on Rule 34 already, right? Given the fact that this is sort of what they did with what's it called again? Marvel Rivals, right? They modeled the nipples and basically the ass and the puss. So that's all on Rule 34 already. And I guarantee you this is definitely already pulled and it's already up on Rule 34.
100%. There's going to be new mods within 2 days.
I believe there are already mods already for the game. I believe it's one of the diving suits that they ended up changing. But I do want to bring this up though. I think this is a very very good topic that we can talk about. Did you see the Sydney Sweeney's limited time soap?
Which one was that? Because I knew she had a soap deal with
Dr. Squatch.
Yeah, Dr. Squatch, which I started buying Dr. Squatch mainly because of that. But I didn't know she had a limited time soap.
So here's the thing. Grae, do you notice?
Yeah, it's been all over X actually. I believe they're sold out already.
So this is says Sydney Sweeney is selling a limited edition soap made with her own bathwater. That's I heard sold out already. Fans always joking about wanting my bathwater. I was like, this is just such a cool way to give it to them. Capitalism, give the fans what they want, and it's sold out already, according to what I heard.
I'm a little sad that it's sold out. You know.
Now here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If you guys don't know, there is actually a raffle. If you actually go directly to the website, you can actually submit yourself into a bathwater bliss sweepstakes that your boy actually submitted into just just to check, and then for some reason I think Chaz also did it. So this is do you think that this is like hardcore degeneracy and people need to sort of reevaluate their lifestyles is because they are terrible gooners?
Yes and no. Here's the thing. Okay. So in the if we go back, let's say 10 years, I'm going to say 10 years because Belle Delphine existed. And I think she did what she did about 8 years ago. If we go back 10 years, yes, this would be top tier degenerate shit. And anybody that would have purchased this, I would be immediately shaming you to the ends of the earth. But that's 10 years ago. Nowadays, we have Amaranth selling fucking vagina yeast beer. Like this in the grand scheme of things, you're sitting here going like, you know what? It's kind of degenerate, but it could be worse.
Yeah, and I heard
vagina yeast beer.
I heard somebody got like herpes from drinking Amaranth's bathwater. Because I heard it wasn't actually from her. It's actually from someone else.
It does not shock me. I mean, there's people that buy bottled jars of farts.
That's true.
So, like, when you sit down and think about this, on top of that, I'm willing to bet you money this is not actually made from her bathwater. If anything, she ran a bath, wore a swimsuit, hopped in, hopped out. That's it. Because they're going to have to try to do something to actually get like the soap material and stuff, and just pure water. You're not going to get that. So they probably did something like they found what her usual soaps are and made something off that and said that it's her bath water.
Yeah.
So,
well, whether or not she knows her demographic, right? She knows that she's people will buy it. There are degenerate people online like myself and probably several other people that are around here. But she knows that her beauty won't last. She knows that she is she's basically a ticking time bomb, if a lack of a better term. And eventually she will age out of her being attractive. You know, people are still going to find her attractive no matter what. But in terms of her being at her peak, right? She's peaking right now. She knows her demographic and stuff like that. And I think that this is, more power to her. It's the same thing with Amaranth, right? Do people would judge Amaranth for the stuff that she's done? Absolutely. But she knows that after a certain age, no one will really care about her anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So she's
100%.
Like by the time you can continue complaining online saying that she's a whore, she's a prostitute or whatever, and she's selling her body for money, and then by the time she reaches 40, she's going to be a millionaire and retired. So yeah. So in my opinion, I think if you want to do it, right? It's sort of like when Angelina Jolie and Scarlett Johansson, right? They're like, I'm not gonna look like this forever, so I'm gonna do a full frontal movie. So at least my body will be in a time capsule. I can go back and see, man, my body was banging back in the day. But yeah, it is what it is though. But
it is what it is, and the thing is, like, a lot of these, you're right. Like, there is the time limit on all the women and stuff like that. But on top of that, Sydney Sweeney's super freaking smart. So not only is she capitalizing on her looks now, but she has been trying to prep up that, hey, eventually I'm going to stop doing acting and I'm going to try to actually do, producing roles and doing stuff like that. So she has that on the side as well. Plus, everybody's seen like her working on cars and doing stuff with cars. So she has many utilities. So she's smarter than your average Amaranth.
That's true. That's true.
She's also smarter than I literally just had her name and I forgot it. Never mind. The girl that broke off Oh shit, I can't think of his name. Johnny Depp's finger. What's her name?
Oh, Amber Heard.
Amber Heard. I want to say Amber something else, but Amber Heard. She's
Turd?
smarter than Amber Heard. Yeah. Amber Turd.
Yeah.
She's smarter than Amber Turd because Amber Turd only used her good looks. She never
That's
pressed
true.
anything else.
That's
Well,
true. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
Like Amber Heard was smoking hot
Mhm.
as Mara. She was smoking hot as Mara.
Mhm.
And then no one really cared about her. It's just like, oh, she's more like a person that like you will have a one night stand with, and
Yes.
that's at most you will do with her.
What Johnny Depp
Right.
should have done.
Yeah. But yo, Dingus with the 5. Oh, for the $4.99, say sucky $5. That's a good deal. That's a good deal, man. Hey, hey, make sure you get the receipt. All right. So make sure just in case you get the herpes, you can return it. You can exchange it. You get your money back.
Get money back from prostitute.
Oh shit. Thank you for the $4.99. Yo, Fable of Man with the $4.99. Great talking to you, Phil, in Vegas. Looking to start up in the next couple months. I'll ask the same questions for the panel. 2B or Eve? That is a good question. What about you? How do what do you think, Jeremy?
That's a hard one. I think I'm gonna go Eve. And my reasoning is I like long hair. Because
what about A2?
A2?
A2 has long hair.
Yeah,
but
right.
This is 2B. We're talking about 2B.
Yeah, this
here,
is 2B, not A2. So I'll go Eve because I can grab.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna put a poll in the chat because I think this is a very good question. Which one? One. Okay. Let's see. To
be fair, there are no wrong answers.
Yes, it's a win-win situation here. Now, for me, someone asked me this before. There's a poll in the chat. If you so the same question from Fable of Man. Quick question: 2B or Eve? Now, I answered this before when I was playing Stellar Blade for the first time, and I would say Eve. And my reasons are that her boobs are bigger.
That's a fair one.
Right? Eve's boobs are nice. They're like a nice, decent sized D cup or a big C cup. Eve's boob, on the other hand, they're like a double D. Right? They're like a double D, maybe even triple. And she's thick and a ridic. And the cool thing is that she's actually modeled after a real person. I'm not sure if 2B was modeled after a real person. Which of their personality? No, nobody is asking about their personality, all right? Nobody asks. Some people in the chat. Some people in the chat's like, oh, if you want 2B, 2B is actually like a 5,000-pound android. I don't care. I
don't care that she's 5,000 pounds. I'll die via snoo with that one.
All right, who is 2B? All right, let me get a decent photo of her, all right, without being... I'll get an official key art, okay?
I mean,
an
2B
official
is
key
hot.
2B is hot, don't get me wrong. She is insanely hot. But I think Eve wins it for me. I think Eve is the is the correct choice here. 2B model. All right.
Yes, melodic method. Near Automata.
Yeah, Near Automata. That's where she's from. All right. So this is I'm trying to get a good photo of her without getting demonetized. So many good ones. No, I'll show this one. This one is from Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Okay, this is a good one here. All right. But thank you so much, Fable of Man, for the $4.99. Thank you. So this is her. She has a nice butt.
Oh,
and we have she has a nice butt. And if you self-destruct in Near Automata, her skirt blows off. So there is that. So but I would pick Eve is because Eve's boobs are bigger. We asked Grae this question before, and we already know what Grae's answers are. Grae, 2B or Eve?
Oh yeah, 2B.
Why?
Sorry. Because she has the better story. But they're both hot anyway, so it's like
We're not talking about story here, Grae. We're talking about the girl.
Yeah, they're both hot already. That's what I'm trying
You
to say.
have to choose one.
Yeah, to be.
That's fair, but why is it 2B?
Why 2B over
besides
Eve?
Story.
Why 2B over Eve?
Okay. Yeah, okay. Eve's boobs are bigger for sure compared to 2B. But I
Who
think
has
2B's
better
fine already.
teeth? Oh my god.
Well,
Probably.
2B. 2B probably has better teeth because she's a freaking android. She doesn't care about.
Eve is also an android though.
And we can die from snoo with this one, and it'll be worth it.
Yeah. 2B can take full damage. Eve cannot. No. 2B doesn't get any full damage. Yeah.
All right, this is a cosplay, but this is accurate size, okay? This is a cosplay. I'll bring it up for 10 seconds, maybe less than that, but this is actual canonical size in the game. Okay,
Yes,
that is canonical size in the game. Okay, that is 2B with her skirt blown off. Okay, but so Grae would pick Grae. That goes to show Grae likes short hair. And Grae likes blindfolded women.
I mean, a lot of people like blindfolded women.
So they can't see. Yeah, that's true.
I don't agree with it. I like short, but because like if you tell me it's like who do I like better, 2B or A2, I would choose A2. Yeah. A2 with the long hair before she cut her hair for spoiler reasons. I'm not gonna say why she cut her hair, but yeah.
Yeah, but yes. Here's the thing. I think for me, I would pick Eve. I think we just get the bigger boobs. I think that's the reason why I would pick her.
Bigger boobs and better jiggles.
Unless you are using 2B's outfit in Stellar Blade.
Yeah, because for me it's an unfair comparison because Eve has better jiggle physics. Eve came out at a time with better tech. That's the thing. Like if 2B released in the same engine, she'd have that jiggle too.
Yeah. But yeah, so but yeah, I think it's like no matter what it's a win-win situation here. Just which one do you want to win harder with? Right? Which one do you want to win harder with? But yo, thank you so much for the $4.99 Fable, man. Hollow Ninja with the 2. They can put the Zooies in there with the P Daddy for real. So I read that already. Thank you for the 2. Thank you. Hollow Ninja with another 2. Ready to play Stellar Blade for the 4th time with mods. That is true. I'm looking forward to it, man. Dermy, are you going to be playing the game?
I'm planning on playing it, but I'm because of how my schedule works. I can never play anything on time. So
I dropped a spoiler on you. So I dropped
care.
a spoiler on that early. Yeah,
I can never play anything on time, or it takes me forever to finish a game just because of my scheduling.
So, yeah, I can relate to that for sure.
Yeah, thank you for the thank you so much for the $2 with the mods. Speaking of mods, this is the first mod that came out for Stellar Blade. So this is a race day mod that replaces the green planet diving suit, I believe. So I forget, it's either the green one or the orange one or the silver one. Doesn't matter. But this is the first mod that we've got so far, which is pretty cool already. So people are already on it, and it looks great. So which I want to see what other mods. There's 100%. There's got to be a Tifa mod.
Oh, 100%, all day, every day.
Yeah, Tifa mod's gonna happen. Grae, who do you think will be a good mod for this character? Who's that chick from Near Replicant?
Kaine.
Yeah, Kaine. Kaine would be a good mod too.
Yeah. I think also
Bayonetta.
Yeah, Bayo. Bayo could be a good one too.
Outfit on for Persona 5, the red latex. The red latex outfit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, who's the chick from Cyberpunk Edge Runners, like the main girl?
Lucy?
Yeah, I think Lucy will get Lucy outfit.
Probably also Panam.
Panam, yeah. I think this could be a good outfit too. 2B Cayenne mix.
Ooh.
Grae's like, I'll be back for another. I'll be back. Give me like 38 seconds with this photo. But yeah.
Listen, Cloud's already fallen asleep, so we're good.
Yeah, but yeah, the mods are already coming in, man. But it's gonna be crazy. Yo, a Hot Angel for 5. The guys that bought her soap are more than likely going to eat it instead of bathing in it, since her bathwater is a part of the formula. That is true. That is true. If I get it, I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know. I'm basically gonna like fucking put on a candlelight dinner for myself in my room, put on a fucking bib, and like play classical music, just like cutting it up and I just slowly eating it.
Listen, I might delicious. Buy it. I went online and I saw not only is it sold out, but they got more coming. I might buy some for $8.
Yeah. So was it June 6th?
June 6th, yeah.
Yeah, June 6th. Yep, that's the day. That is the day. And Hollow Angel with another 2. Thanks a lot, guys. I came.
Well,
we're here to serve you guys.
At least one of us did.
We're here to serve, all right? We're here to serve. My Shira Nui mod. Yeah, I think Mai could be a really good one. I think what's it called again? There's just gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot.
Your waifu will get a mod.
Yes. Yeah. If you guys have like a waifu, you're like, I want, I don't know, I want what's it called again? IV Valentine from Soul Calibur to be modded in there. Scarlet from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, or anyone, right? Now here's the thing. I guarantee you there is not just going to be mods, but there's going to be mods for like they're probably going to completely change out some of the characters, like Adam and Lily are going to get modded out too. Or any of the like NPCs, it will get modded out. Like I can definitely see it. Like I wonder where they're going to go with this, is because it's absolutely going to be insane.
Yeah.
But Grae,
there would be a lot of things that we can't do on stream.
Yes, like I'm going to try to stream the game without getting banned.
Yeah, it's gonna be a slippery slope. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but this photo is pretty good. I think this one is really good. And this one is just insane. And this is all from the same model. Like this is actually both of this is the same cosplayer, which is wild.
Cosplayers are they might be insane, but at the same time, they're a gift to humanity.
It's crazy that cosplayers do a lot better than like the actual actors that get hired to play the characters like Ellie.
Because most of the cosplayers actually end up caring about what it is that they're doing, and they're trying to do a shot for shot and make it as close to humanly possible. But they might be psychopaths, but I want to know some of these psychopaths. Yeah.
All right. I do want to bring this up. So I think this is sort of important if I can find it. All right. So, did you guys watch the live action One Piece?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Nope. I love One Piece. So I love One Piece.
Oh, okay. All right. So an actual One Piece fan.
I did not like the changes to the story. I didn't like how they were implementing some things. I wasn't a fan of what they did to Usopp, how they kind of rushed a lot of it, and I was not a fan of it.
Well, if you think about it, like they basically condensed 60 episodes into 10.
They condensed a whole lot into it was about 10 episodes, but I'd say the biggest crime, okay, the biggest freaking kind. When you get to Nami saying, "Help me," they didn't have Overtaken playing, which, if you know Overtaken from One Piece, that's a really iconic song. And right after Nami says, "Help me," Luffy yells out, grabs the whole crew, and you have a 3-minute section of just that song playing of the crew walking to Arlong Park. And it gives me chills every time I think about it. And they took that whole section out. Now, I understand taking out a 3-minute walking section. Somebody's going to roll their eyes. But just taking out Overtaken, it hurts. And I can't really defend it.
What about you, Grae?
Yeah, we watched it together.
Yeah, we watched it together, right?
I mean, yeah. I think you watched a little bit of the anime. I didn't, so
I watched
as
up
a
to like
normie-
episode 23.
Yeah, so I didn't get to watch at all. So
I mean, East Blue is
as
63 episodes, so
Yeah.
it's a lot.
yeah, it's like I thought it was pretty good. Again, that's because of perspective of a normie. So compared to like the other stuff that Netflix has released, I think it's pretty good.
To that point, I can accept One Piece for what it is because it's not Cowboy Bebop, for example. It's not Death Note. It is actually all the changes they did. They're more nitpick changes in the grand scheme of things. I can't take them. I can't.
What do
deal
you
with
think
it.
about Sanji's changes?
Sanji's changes?
Are you okay with it? Him just being more like chivalrous versus being a simp?
I kind of want him to be more of a simp than chivalrous.
Yeah,
I
me
do
too.
like it, because
Yeah,
there's
I think so
also
too.
with Robin coming, him not being a simp for Robin, it's weird.
Robin better have big ass titties.
They've already shown us the actress.
Wait, who is she?
She's some Russian chick.
And does she have
remember her
big
name.
titties? Because
No.
we know that the person that's playing Nami doesn't.
Let me see if I can find her again. She does not have big old titties because
Okay.
well,
While you go look that up.
Robin and Nami titties aren't real, but the person who's playing Crocodile, who once you get past East Blue, you like everything they're doing this season, they've already kind of shown some of the actors.
Mhm.
I don't like One Piece live action. I'm really wanting to see what they do.
All right. While you look that up, I'm going to bring this up because this just dropped like maybe about 2 hours ago. So this is the introduction of Tony Chopper.
Yes.
So this is actually one of the crewmates that's a part of Luffy's crew, and people are wondering how he's gonna look like. People are wondering how he's gonna sound like, and we got that dropped earlier today.
Chopper, you're hiding the wrong way. We can all see you. Chopper, come out!
Hi, Tadum. My name is Tony Chopper, and I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but... Oh, I'm supposed to tell you about One Piece Season 2. Help! Someone call a doctor! Oh, wait. I am a doctor.
Come on, Chopper. You can do it.
Oh, okay. One Piece Season 2 is coming in 2026, and you'll get to meet new friends and foes and me.
You did it, Chopper! Everyone, give him a hand!
Wait, is it over? Shut up! I don't need your clapping. You jerks. I mean it!
All right, there it is.
I
So?
love it.
You
so
loved it? Okay,
cute.
now did they do Tony? Now here's the thing. Like, I never read it. I never watched the anime. Did it do
Yeah,
Tony Chopper justice?
They did the best they can. That's
Okay.
not me trying to be awful about it. So Tony Chopper in the show, he is canonically he has to be like, I think he's 13 in the pre-time skip, which this is where we're at. So he's about 13 years old. He might be 12 years old. So he's a kid. And he's bashful. He's, especially when you first see him, he's very bashful. He's very shy. And that last little bit when people were cheering for him and he's, stop cheering for me, but you can tell he enjoys it. That's something he's really known for is he always he loves the praise, but he always says that he hates it. So
Okay.
seeing these little things, it's those little moments of Chopper just being Chopper. He's a little kid. He's shy. He's not really good on this. He's a doctor. He's well trained. And his story it's heartbreaking to hear a story. And that's one of the reasons I want to see season 2 is because I love Chopper. He's one of my top tier favorite Straw Hats.
Okay.
Now you're not going to see him till the end of the season, sadly enough, because
okay.
that's how they're kind of mapping it out. But he's a Straw Hat. He's important to the crew, and he's such a cutie. And it's
Okay.
weird me saying that, but it's like everybody loves Chopper. So Chopper is a make or break in the grand scheme of things. And when I look at his CGI, I see what they're doing. I like it.
Okay.
Kind of wish they got the actual voice actress to voice him, because that's all you needed. But I'm okay with a little kid doing it as well.
Okay. That's good. Now, here's the thing. Like, the only thing that I know from One Piece is this person. Like, my brother's a big fan. Like, he's a big fan. Like, both of my brothers, like, they're up to date with the manga and everything. And I've been seeing this clip around where this guy who is a big fan of One Piece receives a birthday cake. And it's basically, there's 2 layers. The bottom is Luffy, and he's crying with his big mouth, big, waterfall eyes and stuff like that. And then on top, there's a dude with a hole in him.
Ooh. So that
I know who that is. I believe I know
yeah.
who that is. So that's that I heard that fucked up a lot of people.
Yeah, that fucked
Was
up.
Was that recent too? Is that like
no, that's years ago.
Oh, years ago? Okay,
years
so it's
ago.
old. Okay.
So it's an old thing, but because of how large One Piece is, that's several hundred episodes in, and it's pre-time skip. It's just before the time skip, essentially.
Okay.
So that's what caps off everything, and it's an important moment even for Luffy.
Now for what's it called again? The fact that this is I believe according to Oda, according to her, this should be the final arc coming up.
Final arc? I think
like the or is it, I heard they're trying to wrap it up soon.
They're trying to wrap it up. Yeah, they're trying to wrap One Piece up. That means it's going to be done in the next 5 years, if that.
How do you for you being a huge One Piece fan? How does that feel?
Kind of exciting, but at the same time, kind of sad, because it's like, this is a story that's been going on since like 1996, 1997, something like that.
Yeah, like 20 years now. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and Oda originally wanted it to be a 5-year story. So, but like we're finally getting some really important things. They're still doing world building. They're still showing off like bad guys and stuff like that. Like we're still guessing on who's going to be the final big bad, because there's other characters. There's Blackbeard involved with, if you know who they actually have a Blackbeard stand-in. So they have their own Blackbeard character, but then they have this other villain character named Emu who nobody knows anything about. We're only now starting to see stuff about him in the manga, and it's really fucking cool. And I'm kind of sad to see it go. But again, I still have conservatively 5 more years until it's done. That's just because the anime itself is still in what's called the Egghead arc. So we're still getting world building. Manga's ahead in Elbath, which they set up Elbath all the way years ago, and we're gonna see the setup of Elbath in the One Piece live action season 2. So that's how long ago they did this, and we're finally there. And then after that, we're gonna have the final race probably to One Piece before the Great War.
Okay. So what's the Melodic Method says it's the same creative director working on season 2 for One Piece. So according to Google, see the live action One Piece Netflix does not have a director listed, but Konosuke Uda is as his director for season 2. That's for the anime, but as of right now, we don't have like an actual thing. The showrunner is Matt Owens, which is the same one for season 1.
From my understanding, it is still the same. It's the same crew. Oda is still heavily involved, and Oda's kind of guiding them. And if Oda wasn't there, you'd have bigger issues. And that I have the actors I have the actors for both Crocodile and Robin pulled up.
Okay, I'll bring it up. All right. So see. All right.
So this is gonna be Robin.
Okay.
And she does not have big mommy milkers. She's very thin. She's a Russian actress. There's some weird pictures of her out there. Her name's Liera Abova. Liera Abova. She's actually she's a Russian actress. And for One Piece, Robin is Russian. So that's why they picked her. And then this is Crocodile, who will be our big bad primarily for season 3. They're going to start setting him up because in season 2, you're going to have a group called Baroque Works. and Crocodile's the leader of Baroque Works, and he's a warlord of the sea. So there's a lot of things here. Like, we're going to be dealing with some big people coming up. That's why season 2 is. I really want to see what they're going to do, even though I'm not a huge fan of what's coming up. Well, I'm not a huge fan of the series, so.
Time to pack it up, gentlemen. Pack it up.
You're never gonna get the perfect Robin titties in real life.
Time to pack it up. It's over. The age of gooners is over. All right. Oh my god, this is so.
I mean, that's better than the. Listen, at least you have her with hair pics. There's a movie of her and images of her that she went around with. She shaved her head, and she looks weird. She looks really weird.
It's fine. It's fine. All right. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm starting to dig my chats aren't coming in. Oh, we see you. I see you. DB Wild. Crocodile guy that's the guy that played that's fucking what's called fucking Mangione, right? What's his name? I forgot his name already.
I think that's who it is. Like, if I need to pull up the guy again. I literally just had him.
He was the guy that was married to Sofia Vergara.
I think so. Like, the crocodile actor looks.
Yeah,
really
it's not Mangione. Joe. That's Luigi Mangione. Joe Manganiello. Joe Manganiello. Yeah, he's a guy who's playing Crocodile. Yeah, so that's gonna be pretty cool. And we also know that that lady that played Peggy or Peg in what's it called again? Married Children. She's playing the older lady.
She's playing Dr. Correa, who will be connected to Chopper.
Yeah, Joe Manganiello. True. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sort of excited. I really enjoyed the live action One Piece. The reason why I never really got into it, like out of all the big threes, that's the only one I didn't get into.
Yeah, and like I'm waiting. They're rebooting the anime, right? They're making another.
They're
making it like a Dragon Ball Z Kai situation?
Yes, it's going to be a Dragon Ball Z Kai. So they're cutting out as much filler as possible to condense East Blue to make it easier. Because again, East Blue's 63 episodes. That's a lot.
Yeah,
but once you get into it, it just starts flying, and you do.
That's what my brother keeps telling me. Just read it, man. It's fast. I was like,
well, if you read the manga's like it. There's no filler, but the manga's 18 pages a chapter, so it just flies.
Pretty short, actually. That's it. Yeah, that's pretty short.
That just flies. And then the episodes themselves. The reason the episodes are so long is because they are filled with filler. So, like, a good example is this is after time skip when you have Luffy battling Doflamingo. The battle on the anime, they made a 3-minute punch scene, try to just drag out as long as they can because they needed filler. And the manga, and the manga, the punch is immediate and then it's done. So it's like they do stuff like that to kind of stretch it out, and also they have to do that because the manga slows down, picks up. That's why we had a break recently, and they broke Egghead into 2 parts because they were getting too close to where the manga was. So Oda does try to keep it like, hey, we're going to take a break the anime for a while.
Are they going to be the same voice actors? Or are they going to redub the lines? Are they going to change stuff up?
Planning on doing that's the fear is I don't know what they're doing. I don't really like it, but I don't want them to either.
It's because like if you're going to bring back Chris Sabat to do like what you do Zoro's voice, is just like he's a lot older now, you know. So
and the thing is like One Piece has been doing like for lack of a better term, the condensed stories already to make it easier for people to get into, because there is an entire East Blue movie where if you sit down for like 2-3 hours, you can see like all of East Blue in that amount of time. So you can do like they have the movies to just try to get you through everything as fast as you can.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it, man. We'll see. See, now the inevitable question is that we're getting a live. When are we getting a live action? I heard we're getting one.
Were we?
And I heard rumors that like Henry Cavill was Henry Cavill a part of it. Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's what I know too.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm not sure. That's what I heard. But let's go and talk about this. let's go and talk about this is because this literally just happened a couple of days ago. And I know Dermy is super excited that this happened.
What? Oh God.
Let's go ahead and talk about this. Doctor Who.
This happened literally, technically today, if not last night.
Let's go ahead and talk about this. I heard there was rumors that we were seeing some old characters return. Now, were you excited when were you excited? Sorry to cut you off, but were you excited when they brought back David Tennant?
So I'll be honest, yeah, I was. Because they weren't just bringing back David Tennant, they were bringing back Russell T Davies. And considering where we were with Doctor Who, I was like, listen, they're bringing back the man who brought back Doctor Who originally. He's not going to fuck this up.
Yeah.
Fuck our
No. Yeah.
So Grae, have you watched Doctor Who?
No, but I've watched a couple of Disparu videos about the situation. I don't know the entire everything, but I have an idea of what's been happening recently. But yeah, it's really a shame. The guy, a guy who's much revered for his previous work, he went on the route that he did and became, an absolute wokey. And he put it on the show. And yeah, Doctor Who's kind of going downhill from there.
I stopped watching a little bit before Capaldi. So like I didn't even watch the what's it called again? The Day of the Doctor, which is like one of the craziest like specials. Like I haven't watched that, but like I think the last thing I watched was it was still Matt Smith. It was still Matt Smith and Karen
the
Gillan.
Doctor. I think that's the 60th, if I'm remembering. That's a really good, not 60th, 50th. That's a really good special.
Yeah, I heard. All right, let's go and watch this. So we get some context. So we can see DermyWermy die from the inside again.
Pause regularly because they will ding you.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna play any audio, but basically, Grae, you know about the regeneration stuff, right? Basically, whenever a doctor dies, they regenerate to a new person.
A new one. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the regeneration. All right. So when I first saw this, I'm like, why? Right? When I first saw this, I'm like, why would they bring her back? And secondly, this is not her. This is the doctor in Rose's body. And another thing is, okay, I'm not a Whovian or anything like that. I'm pretty sure you know a lot more than I do. Has there ever been an instance where a doctor regenerated as someone that's a doppelganger?
So technically, yes.
Okay, it has. Okay.
So what has happened in the past is actually Capaldi. So during David Tennant's run, if you remember Fires of Pompeii, Capaldi played a character.
Yes,
there.
I remember that. Yes, I remember that. I was like, that's Dave Capaldi.
Yeah, he was the father of that whole crew, and they save him at the end. So Peter Capaldi was in Doctor Who prior before being the Doctor himself. So and even Capaldi has a little line of, I remember that face. Because he was there before. So that part, it has happened. Not going to knock that. What I am going to knock is this is the exact same fucking thing that they did with David Tennant. What's worse is it didn't work with David Tennant. So now you're bringing back another fan favorite character to play the Doctor. And we know what this is. It's essentially a cheap cash grab. It's trying to prey at your emotions. And it's fucking awful. Especially considering this is all they're doing to try to bump ratings. And it's not going to work. And now you're bastardizing Billie Piper, you're bastardizing Rose, and I can't stand it.
And for me, I think she is probably one of my top favorite companions.
She's one of everybody's top.
Yeah, it's like for me, it's like her. I think Amy, probably her and Amy are my favorite. And I didn't really like what's it called again? That British bitch, the other British bitch, the one that basically was the reason why David Tennant's character had to regenerate.
Oh, Donna.
Yeah, I don't really like her character, but Donna, the thing is like
Donna grows on you, and she's a good companion.
The thing is I hate her more in The Office, so that's probably the reason why I hate her.
That's fair.
Oh,
he was not good enough.
But yeah, like this, I feel like they're just fucking running out of ideas. Okay, let's bring now. Are they gonna bring back Tennant?
So
are there gonna be two Roses? Because Rose is technically still alive.
So Rose is technically still alive, but in another dimension. Two, there is
I remember
also
that.
a
Yeah, they
Rose.
went to a fucking beach. I completely forgot about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
There is a Rose right now in the story who is Donna's daughter. Well, Donna's son. Who is trans and goes by Rose, and that's a whole other can of worms. The other thing is, I can already tell what they're gonna do here, because technically regeneration should have been done. After the 60th anniversary special, they changed regenerations into what are called bi-generations.
Yeah, they split, right? Which is what
Yes.
happened with Shooty Gatwa's character.
Yes, and is why everybody started questioning why the hell is David Tennant not coming to save the day, because David Tennant's there. He's always been there. There's a second TARDIS. Now, with the 60th, they have said that they made a new world again to try to account, I guess, for all that stuff, because there's a bunch of plot holes that they just never wanted to answer. And Shooty Gatwa essentially gave his life to do that. And before he gave his life, he had Dr. Karen, who I can never remember her freaking name. She was in the episode just validating Shooty Gatwa over and over and over again, saying you're the greatest, fantastic, perfect, all this and all that. And then he dies, and now we have this, and I can't stand a single second of it, because it's solely them trying to do with David Tennant all over again. It didn't work there. Why the hell are you doing it here? And why the hell are you doing it with another beloved character that everybody's just going to call you out for?
So what happened with the David Tennant doctor? The one that split.
He was supposed to be living with Donna and going through therapy. And he had a TARDIS.
Yeah.
So at the end of the 60th special, when Shooty Gatwa comes in, he goes like, I'm you, but without all the baggage. You're going to be staying here with Donna and dealing with therapy to get better. They're doing
so now here's the thing. Will we have both the doctors kissing each other?
Probably not, because so again, this is what they established in the fucking episode, and they did this all to bring back a black baby that was never real, but was real, but wasn't real. I'm serious. The doctor gave his life essentially to change the world and to fix all these wrinkles and errors. So with that being said, from what I'm gathering, is it essentially erased everything that happened since the 60th and just moved on. So we've had several years that never happened.
This show is so fucking convoluted, man.
Yeah. It used to be convoluted, but in a fun way, in a way that made sense. Now it's convoluted in a way that I'm trying to rationalize it in my head, and I can't rationalize it. It's too retarded.
Yeah. Now, like I know that there are some people who are upset, but what are the general consensus with fans? Do they like this?
Oh, general consensus is this is all shit. Because okay, let's be real fair here. There's stans and then there's fans. Stans are going to love and lap this up all they want, and they're probably going to come out here. I haven't looked yet on Twitter. I'm willing to bet you $5 they're going to come out here and say this is proof that it's not getting canceled. Fans, on the other hand, like Gary, like Disbrew, like myself, like my other buddy Adam, we hate this. Jed, the Hollywood Scholar, we hate this. We can't stand that they're doing this. We know what this is. We know that this is them just trying to get people interested to try to get a season 3 that nobody's committed to, mind you, and to try to drum up interest and prey on our emotions and prey on our baggage here. And it's just going to be god awful. I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch Billy Piper play the Doctor. And this is not me knocking Billy Piper. This is me saying I don't want you to destroy a character I love any more than you already have. Billy Piper should be far away from here. She should have never showed up. She definitely never should have regenerated into her. This is psychotic right now.
Yeah, so now this is basically canonically the 3rd female Doctor. Because the first one's a little black girl, right? Right, and then you got Jodie Whittaker.
No,
now you have
so the first act. If we want to get that specific, this is, as far as we know, potentially the 4th female Doctor. So the first Doctor was a little black girl who fell through the fell through a
Hmm.
portal, was picked up by Tech Taeyun, and that's the Timeless Children. Then the second one would have been the very first Black Doctor, which was the Rogue Doctor, played by Joe Martin, who she showed up this season for a brief moment. Then we had Dr. Karen, and now we have Billy Piper.
Man, yeah, this is sad, man.
Yeah.
This is definitely a cash grab, and we're out of ideas. Hopefully, we can grab some of the people who have nostalgia goggles still on.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully, we can bring them back.
It's the weirdest cash grab ever because they're not going to grab cash. Doctor Who hasn't been making money. They don't have any views.
Yeah.
If you actually look at the overnights on almost every single thing, you look at every single consolidated number this whole past season is the champion of the lowest episodes of Doctor Who history.
Just
There's
cancel it then. Why is it still on?
BBC, but
And Disney.
okay. No, actually, Disney doesn't want to be a part of it anymore.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
So what happened with the whole Disney thing then?
So Disney has not confirmed a season 3. All Disney did was they purchased 26 episodes out of
That was with
all
the black
Doctor
guy.
Who content. Not just the black guy, any Doctor Who show, they wanted 26 episodes because at the time they thought they could probably profit off this and help it be good, be like Star Wars and all this. They thought they had an idea here. Dumb idea, but they had an idea. So what they did was they commissioned 26 episodes. So they got the 60th. That's 4 episodes right there. Then they had season 1. That's 8 episodes. Then they had a Christmas special. Then they had this season. There's no Christmas special. And now we have 5 episodes left. Well, Disney got those 5 episodes already. That's going to be the War Between the Land and the Sea, which is the Unit spinoff. So when you do all this math, and I have a video actually talking about this after Ncuti Gatwa was air quotes fired. No, he just left. He didn't want to be a part of this in the beginning. He had no connection to Doctor Who. He didn't care. It was just money for him.
Yeah.
When you start breaking that down and realize there's only 5 episodes for there and nobody's committing to a 3rd season, BBC hasn't committed to a 3rd season. People are saying that, they're going to keep doing with the show. But the thing is, money's like cocaine. They have a bunch of money in this show right now. Why would they ever go away with it? BBC can't afford it. They need Disney. Disney's not making any money off of it. If you actually go to Nielsen data, if you go to any of the ratings, it's never up there. Disney wants no part of it. There's no way to move forward with this. So what's going to happen is it's going to go into a major freaking limbo, and we're probably not going to hear about it again for at least another 2-3 years.
Well, you seem very excited for this regeneration.
I will have to record my review and then edit it.
Oh
Days
man.
worth right there, and I'm gonna die inside because this fucking episode, they wanted to bring back a old Who character again called Omega. That if you don't know anything about old Who lore, anything like that, like I know very little. Jed knows a lot on how to go through Jed to get a whole lot of this information. They just bastardized yet another classic Who character, actually like 2 classic Who characters in these past couple of episodes. And then that all ends by about the 20-minute mark. The big war ends in 20 minutes. So you have about 40 minutes left to do stuff, which becomes we're going to go save a black baby who is technically the doctor's baby, but isn't the doctor's baby and exists, but doesn't exist. And the doctor's going to give his life up for this black baby that doesn't exist, but does exist.
I don't even know what's happening.
No
with
longer
the show,
his
man.
baby. Oh, by the way, the doctor can't have kids. Even though can't. But the doctor has kids.
Yeah.
And has a granddaughter.
Fuck is Amy Pond then?
Huh? So Amy Pond's daughter is not the doctor's daughter. It's a weird. That's a little bit more complicated. But River Song is the doctor's wife, but the doctor does have kids. It has been stated on multiple occasions via Old Who that the doctor had kids. The doctor has a granddaughter. We know this. On top of that, it is also stated in Matt Smith's era that he had kids because he had a baby carriage. Well, not a baby carriage, but a little cradle for a baby that he brought out for Amy, who was River Song and all that. And we knew he had kids, but now he's establishing that he can't have kids because of the bomb that essentially destroyed the Time Lords, actually reverberated throughout time and made all of them sterile, so they can't have kids. But he has kids, but he can't have.
Bro, this is fucking retarded, man.
Yeah, I can never get into this one. I really can't.
Doctor Who is fantastic. Just watch it until the end of Capaldi. Then don't ever click on it again.
Yeah, this is. Well, thank you for I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to the whole Doctor Who stuff. Like I started with
even
Eccleston.
more so. Yeah.
Like I started with Eccleston and I stopped in like mid Matt Smith. So like I only watched a little bit of it.
I love Doctor Who. I will go back and rewatch. Like I prefer it's essentially New Who, so I prefer Eccleston onwards through Capaldi. That's my favorite era. I will watch Old Who from time to time, but I'm not that connected to Old Who. I've watched it maybe once all the way through, maybe twice. It is a little bit harder to watch because it starts black and white and it's old. So it is a culture shock when you start watching it. There's some good episodes, but it's been a while. But it was such fantastic sci-fi that instilled hope and ideas of a better tomorrow. Was always use your brain to solve issues instead of your fists. Be clever about stuff. And now it's all about nihilism and wokeness. And I don't like to say wokeness, so I try to say hyper progressive ideologies, but that's all it is. The Doctor had a gay lover in this past 2 seasons, and they made the Doctor freaking gay. And then the gay guy calls through an interdimensional portal to the Doctor to warn the Doctor that the world that he's living in isn't real. And then, Jesus fuck. Nothing makes sense anymore because I don't know what the heck happened to that gay guy, mind you. They didn't mention that again this season. But
maybe rooftop parties in Iran.
Possibly. I know all we know is he's in a hell dimension. But now the Doctor's Billy Piper, so Rogue, who is the gay lover, is probably not going to be interested in her because they were gay.
That's true.
So
well, that's one heck of a freaking like. I cannot get back into the show anymore. Like I remember listening to Gary's like thing. Like, what was the one thing that Hollywood has ruined? And this was the number one, and I agree. It's like this thing has been out for that long, and they basically completely bastardized and ruined anything that was good with the show with Jodie Whittaker. And not a lot of people like the Capaldi stuff, but at least Capaldi was competent. Like according to what I heard, people liked the older, more wise Doctor.
Capaldi carried his seasons. Like it was Capaldi that did it. The writing was
not the writing, right? Yeah, that's what I heard.
The writing wasn't good, but Capaldi was a top tier Doctor. He loved Doctor Who. He was an actual fan of Doctor Who, so he brought all his A game to it. That's why you can sit there and watch Capaldi's season. It might not be the best season, but Capaldi, he's the one that salvages it. And there's so many freaking good moments. And again, I'm gonna tout out my Shooty got fired video. I compared Eccleston's speech from essentially the second episode of New Who era, End of the World, to a speech that Shooty Gatwa gave. And in Eccleston's speech, he says that humanity is always so short-sighted. They focus so much on these first world issues, death, racism, all this stuff. And you never stop to think that you're going to survive. You're going to make it, that you guys conquer the universe, that you go out into the universe and become vast and brilliant and great and just start thriving. And they go to a Shooty Gatwa speech from, it's called Storyteller, and it's all about segregation is good and cultural appropriation, in which the Shooty Gatwa openly says that it doesn't matter where he goes now, because he's black, he always gets othered. He feels unsafe. So he comes to Africa because that's the only place he feels safe. And then you have his companion, Belinda, says that her nan used to do the same thing in taking her to India to be around people that's just like her. And that's the most human thing you can ever do, is be around people that are just like you. So when you compare those two speeches, what you're discovering is, in Shooty Gatwa's case, nowhere in time and space or throughout anywhere, he can go anywhere and not feel othered because now he's black. because racism is everywhere. Where Eccleston is, we'll move past that. We will eventually move past that and face other issues. We will be better and greater. And then I had a bunch of stands come into my comment section saying I don't get the conversation, try to downplay what Eccleston was saying. Because they have to always prop up what's going on here.
Oh, racism bad. Did you know that, Dermy?
Well, racism is bad. That's why you move past it. Oh, freaking! Once we're in space, do you think we're gonna care about what race somebody is? Oh, wait, no, we will, because last season we had an entire freaking episode filled with called Dot and Bible, filled with freaking millennial weirdos that turned out at the very end to be super racist and would rather die in the forest than get saved by the doctor because the doctor's black.
There are probably some people like that in real life still.
Yeah.
But the idea is, the idea is, so like in Doctor Who, there's gonna be racism. Okay,
Yeah.
probably racism. I'm not gonna deny it. But at the same time, Doctor Who was, hey, these are first world issues that you will eventually move past. And here's the optimistic message that we will one day better ourselves. There is none of that now. There is no optimism. We're just nihilistic jackasses.
Yeah.
It's like, why keep going forward? There's nothing to look forward to.
Yeah. So. See right over here, some Ogami Goro says Doctor Who is yet one more case of why gatekeeping the things you love is absolutely essential.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just that's the reason why whenever something gets too popular, that's when I worry. Like whenever something gets too popular, it's too accessible, and like everyone's talking about it, it's like, holy shit, will they change it? Right? So let's say if like there's a game that came out that's really freaking good, and like everyone's talking about it, and now everyone wants to work at that gaming company. Like for an example would be Expedition 33. Right? So Sandfall, like freaking talented company with about 30 people that made a game that's going to be Game of the Year. There's no other game that's even close for this year, and I would say next year they're gonna probably double or maybe even triple the amount of people working there, and then you're gonna get infested by a lot of these propagandists and
I wouldn't be
communist
surprised.
anarchists that are actually working there that but believe in like authoritarianism, and then that's going to be in the game, and then now they're going to make it woke. Unfortunately,
that's one of the weirdest things ever to hear, though, is communists and anarchists. They're the same thing. It's like they're can't think of the term, like they don't mesh. That how can you be a communistic anarchist?
Yeah. But yeah, man. But thank you so much for, man. I have no idea what's going on with Doctor Who, and I felt like you were the perfect person to talk about it, is because like, and it's a good opportunity because like it literally just happened.
It literally happened last night, if not today, because that's how they air it. And I haven't taken a look at. We won't get overnights until tomorrow, so yeah. My review will hopefully be out Monday. We haven't even gotten consolidated viewership numbers for 2 episodes yet. So they haven't released all the consolidated numbers. There was one episode this whole run that got over 2.5 million viewers overnight. But the thing is, the FA Cup was on just slightly before that, and then Eurovision was on after that. So when people were looking at the metrics, they were seeing that people were tuning in right at the beginning and right at the end, not in the middle, because people were still watching the FA Cup, and then people were getting ready for Eurovision. They didn't care about Doctor Who. When you start breaking down the numbers, you're like, yeah, this show should be dead. The BBC, there's no justification to put it on anymore. The BBC doesn't have money to keep pushing it out there. It's going to die. RTD's going away. Shootigatwa's gone. Billy Piper's just there for cash grab and get clicks, and it's not going to work.
Yeah. Hollow Ninja with the 5. I believe Superman will sell amazing. Crypto the dog is a fan favorite, and putting Superman in a Yamcha pose will attract anime fans to the movie. I hope it's good. I really do.
Yeah, apparently they're doing reshoots now. When I read the article this morning.
Yeah. So the whole Superman thing, but thank you so much for the 5. Thank you. The whole Superman thing, they removed about like 30 to like 36 minutes worth of stuff they're editing it right now, is because according to what I heard, and this is from like we talked about this on the Epicverse. They mentioned that they removed all of the goofiness and silliness from the movie is because of they're trying to sort of come up with a different tone. I guess they're switching up the tone of the because they think that it's too silly. So I believe they're bringing in like a different director for the last trailer for it, and it's gonna feel completely different. So I'm not sure how what's gonna happen.
How do you do that with literally like a month in between?
Yeah, that's the thing. Right?
Well, that's what they're doing with Fantastic Four as well, because
Four,
the third act wasn't doing well, so they're bringing in, to change it and stuff like that. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm the person that's betting on Superman, even though I want Superman to be fucking great. I keep betting on it that it's gonna win this summer, and then I heard about the monkeys, and all I did was die, and then James Gunn won't get out of the fucking way, and all I want is a good Superman movie. Just give me a good Superman movie.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like, yeah, right. It's like, I gave you the article, Phil, right? Like, what they cut it by 30 minutes. I'm at the side where I'm good with that. They cut the bloat by 30 minutes. Had it like a fixed number of like very few characters, but based on what we've seen in the trailers, they're putting in a lot of characters in there, man. Like, how can you give them prime time and like 1.5 to 2 hours? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
That's never gonna happen. It was just like Lex Luthor versus Superman, and that's it. Yeah, it's fine. 1.5 to 2 hours is fine, but there were so many characters in there when we watched the trailers on streams. Like, who's this character? Who's this character? There's too many of them. So I don't see how it's gonna work with just that short of a time frame. So,
that segues us to this article. It says, rumor Superman movie cut by 30 minutes, editor fired, and tone overhauled after test screening fallout. So this is the same exact thing that what Grae is talking about with the whole having too many characters. This is the exact same thing that happened with BVS. When that movie came out, everyone said you are shoehorning a bunch of this like whole Justice League thing without giving the characters enough time to have their own movie. It worked for Marvel. Why are you rushing it, right? And everyone bitched and complained about it, and now they're doing the exact same thing, right? And we do know that James Gunn is a very good director when it comes to like making like no-name characters such as Guardians of the Galaxy into a household name, right?
Goofy characters.
Yeah, goofy, wacky ass characters. And now everyone knows who they are. So maybe that's what they're doing. But the thing is, you're talking about big, like well-known characters. Hawkgirl is pretty well known. Guy Gardner is very well known. And I don't know. I think this is stupid. But what do you guys think about this so far? Like,
who wants to go first?
You can go first, Dermy.
Yeah, I already kind of summarized what I think about this. So
I want a good Superman movie. I think there is ways to introduce Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and all those characters in this movie, but you don't have it focused in on them. You have to have it focused in on Superman. There's ways to do all this, but my ultimate problem is, as much as I like James Gunn, I like a lot of his work. I've liked a lot of his. I think there's only like 1 or 2 movies that he's worked on that I'm not a fan of. Guardians 3, and that's not me knocking Guardians 3. I'm just not a fan of it. And Brightburn, which Brightburn was done by his cousin. He mainly just produced it, but still Brightburn was him, which is evil Superman as a kid. I don't know. My biggest thing is I just don't know how this is going to work out. I fear for the silliness that James Gunn is known for. I don't know if it's going to mesh well. I want to be hopeful. I was very hopeful. Every time I see a trailer, I get hopeful, but at the same time, James Gunn won't get out of this goddamn way. And he changed the Kent household. He came out here and said this, okay? This isn't a rumor. This is his own words. He changed the Kent family farm from being a Kansas farmhouse. For those of you who aren't aware, I live in Kansas. I'm very connected to all this shit. Superman is a big part of Kansas, but he changed the Clark family farm from being a Kansas farm to a Missouri farm and being based off of a trailer park.
Why?
Why?
Because James Gunn grew up in Missouri around people that lived in trailers for farmers.
Also, it's about him.
Yeah, it's all about him.
Oh
And
god.
As a
Superman,
Kansan,
a James Gunn story.
yeah, as a Kansan, okay, who grew up around Kansas farmhouses, because I live in rural Kansas. I work in rural industries. My family's from all this. My mother grew up in houses like that. Actually, my father did too. Hearing that they changed the house to be a Missouri-based house really is a slap in our face, because we're nothing like Missouri. Yeah, people go like, "Oh, you're the same thing." No, we're drastically different. And if you want to get even deeper, look into Bleeding Kansas and some of the border wars. There's a lot of tales there. Missouri and Kansas are very different, and they're not too fond of each other. So to hear him say that, it really just slaps me in the face. And then he's just changing everything to be him. Crypto's based off his dog. You have the whole monkeys doing the whole internet stuff. That's all about him. Everything's constantly about him, and it's not about Superman. And it's driving me up a wall.
Yeah, so basically, I'm going to summarize this for you. I do have notes that I wrote down. So basically, they cut the time reduction by between 25-30 minutes, according to what I heard, is a little bit more than that. Reducing the runtime to just a little bit under 2 hours, and to basically make it tighter and more film focused. I'm fine with that if they can tell a cohesive, well-written story.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of characters in this movie.
Yeah.
And this movie should have been focused solely on Superman, him being Clark Kent, and the bad guy, and him and Lois. That's about it. That's how it should have been. And then they could mention Star Labs, Gotham City, or Central City, or whatever, just to tie it into the DC universe. Another thing is the firing of the editor. So the editor was replaced during post-production, though no specific name was provided. And this is basically to address the structural issue. So it's going to be completely edited differently. So basically what you saw from the trailers is the last trailer you're going to see is probably going to be different tonality from the first several trailers. Like I mentioned, maybe because they saw Perry Chan's edit of the Superman trailer, they're going to change it up. I'm not sure. Basically, a tone overhaul. The original cut leaned heavily on humor, but test audiences and executives found it too silly, particularly some scenes involving crypto, leading to a reduction of comedic elements for a more serious version. Now, here's the thing. There's a reason why people didn't like the what's it called, Zack Snyder Superman, because it was too serious. You need a little bit of that. You need to find a proper balance, because you need to have that. If it's too serious, people are going to be like, "Oh, this is not the Christopher Reeves style. This is not the whole the Superman that I grew up with." And a lot of people who are going to complain about this love the old Donner Superman stuff, right? So the next one is the mixed to negative test screenings reactions prompted WB and DC to make adjustments to avoid another box office failure, such as The Flash and Shazam 2. And lastly, David Zaslav is basically have this under like a fucking microscope now. He's going to make sure that this shit has to be fucking successful, because if not, this is another Superman bomb. So, but yeah, they basically need to make sure that this is successful. And what do you guys think about like what's happening?
Well, Warner Brothers is like $5 million in debt or something like that, or $5 billion in debt. So they need it to be successful. Problem is, are you going to make it too Zack Snyder-y, like you said, which is going to be very awful? And when it comes to Superman, you need some of the goofy elements, yes, but Superman should be all about hope. Like, as much as people shit on Justice League, rightfully so. The one thing I did kind of like from Justice League is when Superman was talking about the S and how it means hope. It might be a cringe scene in the grand scheme of things and massive tonal shift.
The telephone scene in the beginning with the bad mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But Superman
I did like that, actually. I did.
Yeah, Superman's a hopeful being. You know, he inspires people. He inspires people to be better than themselves and stuff like that. So it needs to be focused more on that, on the brighter side of stuff. And if you make it too serious, it's not going to be Superman. If you make it too goofy, it's not going to be Superman. There's this perfect balance, and I'm scared Hollywood doesn't know how to do that anymore. They don't know what it means to be hopeful.
What about you, Grae?
Yeah, it's if among the two, Fantastic Four and Superman, I think, although that's not saying much, I think I have more hopes for Superman compared to Fantastic Four. But yeah, again, like I said, it's not saying much, and like it's like reshoots at this point in time. It's gonna release in like a month, and like you're still making changes, and I'm not. I don't know if it's still true. Like the I don't know. There was rumors like 2 to 3 weeks ago saying that Superman, one of Superman's enemies is like getting canceled in social media. It's like fucking no. I really hope that's not true. But
Canceled by space mutant monkeys, all right?
yeah,
Mutant
yeah.
monkeys.
It's like it sounds so absurd, but at the same time, I kind of believe it. It's like given what Hollywood's been releasing lately, I think it's true. Like he's gonna go nuts because he's reading posts on social media about him. It's like, come on, man.
Not just Hollywood, James Gunn.
Yeah,
it's something James Gunn would do.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like you gotta get this right. It's Superman. It's literally DC's most iconic character, and if you didn't get this right, it's like everything else is gonna fumble. So I don't know. It's like it's I want to be excited, but it's kind of hard after hearing everything, like the latest trailers and cutting down the time, which is great. Again, like Phil said, if it's like a fixed story about Clark Kent, Lois Lane, and Lex Luthor, and that's it. I would agree. I would wholeheartedly agree. Remove the bloat, but you placed so many characters in the trailer, which I don't think you can take back. And in a nutshell, I'm not too hopeful. I would be glad to be wrong, but I don't think I am.
Yeah. He's a hero archetype and a paragon of all the ideal human traits. He represents the best of us, what we could and should be. James Gunn doesn't understand this at all. It's so
he
upsetting.
represents Kansas, down home country beliefs and everything like that, and James Gunn doesn't understand that.
And my cousin is going to be in every one of my movies.
I don't mind his cousin being in it. Is it his cousin or his brother? I don't mind that person being there because I do like him as an actor.
Maybe his brother. I don't know. Someone related.
Yeah,
to him.
I think it's his brother. Yeah, it's his brother.
He was a good character in Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, he is the mailman. Yes, he is. He's a good character.
A good character, but it's again one of those things like, can you actually do something that's not dark and depressing or goofy? Can you do something interesting? And I don't think James Gunn has that power. I
don't think so too. Like for me, like when I heard that he's basically taking over and he's gonna make his own Superman, I was, hopeful. It's like, okay, let's see what are you gonna do. First trailer came out, and then you saw the behind the scene, the basically like set, it's a set photos of the crappy suit, which I still don't like. I'm like, maybe I could overlook that if the movie is good. But as of right now, I'm not gonna hold my breath. I don't have high hopes for this. Now, I think this is gonna probably do better. At least I hope so. It does better than Fantastic Four.
I think it's going to do better than the Fantastic Four, but the question we ask on Ballbusters all the time is what will win this summer? Because there's 3 blockbusters coming out in July. Superman, Fantastic Four, or Jurassic Park.
If there's some nipples in Jurassic Park's going to win. Now, I'm not talking about dinosaur nipples. I'm talking about Scarlett Johansson's nipples. All right, chat? But yeah.
I think Phil just confirmed that he's a scaly guys.
Oh my god, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna end the stream now. Let's see. Superman has more social credit than Fantastic Four. That is true.
That is true. I mean, when you think about it, like, did you guys see the Guardian post and some of the stuff that was coming out about that, and when it came to Fantastic Four?
What was that about?
So let me see if I can pull this up. We saw this. It was breaking last night. Let me
probably
see if
haven't.
I have it. Right.
While you look that up, I'm going to read a couple of super chats. Well, Carlos Lima with the 2. The new Superman suit is so ugly. I agree. It doesn't look good. I don't think it should be like. I don't think it should have a collar. I don't
mind the collar. I like the collar.
The thing is that it's sort of loose on him, which is it's so when the way he bends. I think his cape's a little bit too long, and I don't like the S. I think the S needs to be a little more defined. It sort of looks like a just
Yeah.
a slash with a tiny curve at the edge.
Mhm.
I wish that was done better.
I can
I
agree
like
with
the
you guys.
vibrance. I like how bright it is. Which is good just because, you know, bright, highly saturated colors. That's good. And we also talked about this on Epicverse. I think that they shouldn't rely on like the OG like Superman theme for this movie. They should make their own. Like it's
I
because
think
it's sort of like what they did with Hans Zimmer's, right? They did that with
Mhm.
Batman and stuff like that. It's like imagine like you're listening to you're watching what's it called again, Christopher Nolan's Batman, and then hearing da 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 that just it does not fit. Right.
I
So
think
it's
you could try to make your own, but what I would
Yeah.
say is the reason that is one of those most iconic songs, and I would prefer it to actually still be there, unless you can make one that just knocks
I
it
think
out.
it have you know, he you know, like something happens, he saves someone, and then he feels like oh shit, I can't move on because these mutant monkeys are mean to me. I'm being canceled over the internet. Lois comes up to him,
Mhm.
but you got my sweet puss, and then it goes "Duh, duh, 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 duh." That's all you
Well,
need. That's
I
all
coulda-
you need.
I could agree with that, but so recently I rewatched both RoboCop and then the remake, and when I watched the remake, they only used the RoboCop theme once in the very beginning to show the whole RoboCop title, and then they never touch it again. And you
Good.
sit there and think about it. I actually thought they should have had it a little bit more. They should have had it at least one other time when things are being pretty epic.
I think for me, I think it'll be a crutch. I think it'll be like they lean too heavily on
Yeah.
it. It's like it's because of like, hey, remember the song. That's how I feel.
I think it's also a balancing act, like to not rely too much at it at the same time, you know, honoring that legacy. So it's a matter of balance too.
I kind of agree with Grae that it's more
Mhm.
about honoring the legacy versus like focusing in on it. It's like this is that song. You know this song. You know what this is, and then let the audience decide whether or not you bastardized it or not.
Okay, like I if it works, if it can work, then I'm definitely on board, right? Like it's sort of like when someone would like redub a when they completely redid the Gladiator 2 trailer and they put in they put in like a different score versus the hip hop stuff that we got, right?
Yeah.
Like if it fits, right? But yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
I'm looking something up real quick,
Let's
but
see,
I do have that.
Okay, yeah, I'll pull it up
that
after
one
this.
article.
Yo, Carlos
let
Lima with the
me-
5. Thank you, man. Why is he using the Kingdom Come S logo instead of the traditional one? I don't know. Maybe the next one is Kingdom Come.
But they wanted to. They're trying to copy some Kingdom Come elements from this. That's why they wanted to do this. But back to the music. If you guys ever check out somebody by the name of Samuel Kim Music on YouTube, he does a lot of re-edits of like anime music or some famous songs, and he always finds a way to make these songs that you know and love just pop a whole lot more. And he does. They're called epic covers, but he increases the value of them. And if you do stuff like that, you can honor what came before while remixing and making it a unique style.
I need to address this. So they don't overdo it the classic Superman, but it needs to be there. Phil, why do they put Star Wars? Because it's a continuation. It's part of the same story. Right? This is not the same Superman. This is not the same universe. This is a different story. So if it's like if it's a part of the whole Clark Kent from Christopher Reeves, if he's still alive, he played Old Man Clark or something like that, then yeah, of course. Right? And that's the reason why when what's it called again? When they brought back on Michael Keaton for the Flash movie, they did the Danny Elfman stuff. Is because he's a part of the Danny Elfman one. So like I understand, like, oh yeah, Star Wars needs to be it should have same music all over, like the entire but it's a continuation, same story, same universe. It's just you're continuing and furthering the story.
Here's one. Oh no, that would work. I was about to say Star Trek's theme, but no, continuing the story. I'm not a Trekkie, so I see where you're coming from. I don't fully disagree, but at the same time, I don't fully agree. I guess is where I'm gonna land this one on. Because you're hearing the original Batman theme playing in Nolan's trilogy, that would have been just that'd have been weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. right? It's also the tone. So if it works and the tone is there, then yeah, like if this has the same lightheartedness and hopefulness that the the Donner stuff had, I think it's fine. But I think if it's an homage that's done right, I think it's fine. Right? It's not like when I saw the trailer, the release trailer for Mortal Kombat 11, they used the original Mortal Kombat song from the movie. I lost my shit. Right? But it was done correctly, and if it's done right, I think it can work. But we haven't seen anything that Warner Brothers has come out with the past DC stuff that's done correctly.
I can agree with that. Like, if you do the theme, you should save it towards about the very end when Superman's, actually saving the day. Don't maybe do it at the beginning just to introduce it, but hold off on it till you have Superman really saving the day and being freaking Superman.
Yeah, I agree. And that's sort of what they did with the Snyder cut. Right? They didn't play the Hans Zimmer cut until like right? And he basically forgot what the fuck he says, and then he fucking like blows the ice breath on his axe and it breaks and it plays the fucking Hans Zimmer song. Fucking works great. So if I would say if done right, I can see it happening. All right. So what do you have? So this one right over here.
So this is actually connected to Fantastic Four. Now it was in Guardian. It was in the Empire article that was going around yesterday. But this is all about Sue Storm in the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. Matt Shankman describes her as the inspiring, idealistic leader of what the Fantastic Four represents. She's essentially the secret general of the UN, Secretary General of the UN. So when you combine this to some of the other stuff that you've been seeing from the Fantastic Four, it's further doubling down on the fact of the matter that Sue Storm will be the leader of the Fantastic Four.
That's what I heard.
And yeah, I don't think Fantastic Four is going to do well. I don't.
Yeah.
I think people are going to look at this and they're going to say it is not the Fantastic Four. You are doing something completely different, and they're going to completely walk out.
Like me and Grae, we talked about this a little bit ago, right? Yeah. We knew that something's going to be weird with the Fantastic Four, and we're like, I guarantee you that Sue Storm is going to be the leader. And now it's sort of like, in a way, confirmed, not confirmed. And plus, she's also pregnant in the movie. That's confirmed. And she's going to be like, everyone's going to tell her, hey, you're pregnant. Don't fight. Don't, just hang back and stuff like that. But she's going to be like, no, bitch. And she's probably going to come up with pregnant and fucking like, I don't know, third trimester or whatever, and fucking shield everyone. And he's like, just because I'm a pregnant woman doesn't mean I can't protect my family. So that shit is going to be in the movie. Something along that line is going to be in the movie, and I'm going to be pissed.
I don't fully disagree, but at the same time, if you go back to the actual Fantastic Four trailer that we got, because there's only been one Fantastic Four trailer, right? Or has there been two?
There's like the teaser, and then there's the actual one. Oh, I think there might have been. I would say two.
I think. Okay, I'm gonna go with the actual trailer. There's a moment where Sue Storm is talking. And when that trailer first came out, I saw a lot of people, including some of my friends, were saying, Sue is acting too girl bossy. And I said it could be her being empathetic, actually being a caring person. And now I see this, it's like, no, she's a girl boss. They're going to girl boss her. It's going to be MCU. It's going to continue that whole route we've been going down. And we're not going to have, masculine Reed Richards, but we weren't going to have that anyways. We had Pedro Pascal. God damn it, just let him guy.
Now here's what makes matters worse is they also there's an article that came out and said that like they basically changed what's it called again, a Human Torch's personality. He's not going to be a womanizer anymore, right? Because that's not who he is anymore. And it's going to be for modern audience and some bullshit. And the fact that I talked about this too, Ben Grimm sounding like how he does not work for me as the thing, right? Like, what is his, like, I guess catchphrase? It's clobbering time, right?
It's clobbering time.
His voice will not match that.
No. It sounds like a normal dude.
Yeah. and we do know that like Pedro Pascal is already like a hardcore like gay boy, like cuck and stuff like that. So like he's okay being cucked in his leading film, and we're gonna see more of that. And this is one of those things where I wish it was good, but I sort of at the same time want it to fail. I sort of want the MCU to fail. Is because I fucking hate everything that's sort of coming out. There are bits and pieces that are really, really good. But overall, I want this shit to fail.
I don't disagree.
And like
it feels weird wanting something to fail. And I'll say this. It feels weird because I don't like living in a world where I'm over here saying I want Doctor Who to fail. I want the MCU to fail. I don't like living in that world, but it's gotten to this point where I want you to fail because you need to learn that lesson that you guys have fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was an article going around. This is more Dragon Age of the Veilguard, where a writer came out and said anti-fans are coming around because they want things to fail, blah, 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 blah. I don't like you guys failing. I don't like wishing you guys to fail. But what else is there left? You can't do anything right. So after a period of time, everything must fail. Everything must come to an end. And failure is the only way for you guys to learn that you really fucked up and that you need to right the ship. And I don't see them righting the ship.
Yep. And that basically brings us to this Games Radar article. Yeah. So that's a good segue right over here. Dragon Age, is it Maestro? Maestro says EA always spoke about the hypothetical nerd cave full of diehard RPG fans who would always show up. You didn't have to try to first appeal them. So basically, that's what they said. But the thing is that they're basically saying that there fans out there that want this property to fail, right? And I think there are. And it's not that. It's like we want them to fail because if they succeed, that means that you're going to continue buying crap. People are going to continue buying crap. We want them to do better, right? And unfortunately, I think we're just like, we want you guys to get laid off. I do. And the reason why is because you guys pushed out a shitty product. You guys pushed out a shitty game. And if you guys get rewarded for failing, that's a bad, in my opinion, that isn't a good way.
It's
but
a bad
I don't know.
precedent. You put out a bad product. You put out something awful, you lose your job. You lose money. If people aren't coming here to do it, you don't get rewarded. And, like, we have this in society now that when somebody fails and when bad things happen, we don't let the punishment go down. We just reward the failure. And it doesn't make sense. So it's like,
and this is the actual IGN article right over here.
That was the idiotic stance that we were judging something before it came out by trailers and info that you guys were putting out. Yeah, that's wonderful. But things need to fail. You don't know how to grow unless you fail. When it comes to YouTube, there's videos I put out that were dog shit and they performed like dog shit. You need to know what you need to do right. You have to, failure helps you grow. And if you don't fail, you can never grow.
Yep. What about you, Grae? Do you how do you feel about Dragon Age Veilguard Star? Absolutely devastated over backlash. Says that people want to see BioWare fail.
I agree. Basically, it's copium, and it's sad to see that despite the aftermath, despite the layoffs, despite the director Colleen Bush moving to Wizards of the Coast, you guys still haven't learned not even the financial repercussions are getting across to these people anymore. You guys just lost projects, lost your jobs, and it's still somehow the fault of everyone else. And you don't look yourselves in the mirror and say, okay, well, what should I done? What could we have done better to do right by this project and actually make money and keep our jobs? But instead, it's the angry fans that caused our downfall. It's like, you have people like Claire Obscure, a bunch of nobodies who made so much money because they did right by the fans.
We lost Dermy. I think he's gonna come back. He needs to.
Okay, but anyway, I'm just kind of regurgitating what you said anyway. So, we do just because they you gotta learn, you gotta grow, your work should entail doing things what the paying customer wants, and that's everything. The Veilguard was against that. They were like really going out of their way to push their politics. But also at the same time, we can also blame the executives. If you guys remember, I don't think we talked about it here, but the stupid shit that Andrew Wilson said. Oh, the reason why Veilguard failed is because it didn't have live service, and it's like, come on, man. Are you really that out of touch? You didn't know what was going on in your game, and why Veilguard failed so hard, and that's what you arrived with. So it's also, you let these wokies run your company. At the same time, these CEOs are so out of touch. They're so stuck in their echo chambers and their paychecks that they can't see the bigger picture, or they're so high up in the ivory tower, they can't go hands-on with the development team, what's going on with their video games, and understanding the audience of their products. So it's a culmination of everything, all that. That's why EA they are where they are right now. So I know time will tell if they will, get around, but like it's for me, it's baffling. Even if like the money has run dry, even though people are losing their jobs, they still can't see it. They still haven't learned their lesson, which is the baffling part, in my opinion. But well, we'll see.
Well, take note of like how these people migrate. They go from company to company, destroying it, and then they come back and they just do it all over again, and they just keep failing upwards. The only person that we have been seeing actually failing downwards in the past couple of years has been a former Kotaku writer, who I'm not going to say her name because I'm tired of talking about her. She's the only one that we've been seeing actually get punished for being a shitty employee for the first time in years. So it's people just constantly they fail upwards over and over again, and it's about time people start failing downwards.
And basically to summarize this, Alex Wilton Reagan basically worked on Inquisitor and Dragon Age: The Veilguard, and said that she had mixed reception. She was devastated over the mixed reception of the latest game. Basically absolutely devastated. The game failure to resonate widely despite positive critic reviews. The game also faced a pre-release criticism with review bombing, particularly over its inclusion of non-binary characters, and the Steam user reviews labeling it LGBTQ+, and politics resulting in the mixed rating for this game. EA also reported in January 2025 that the Veilguard underperformed by 50%, reaching only 1.5 million players in its first 2 months, far below expectation. This game cost a crap ton of money. This is one of their big games that failed.
The only win that this game had was it had more players than Assassin's Creed Shadows.
That's true. Now, the thing is, these are the same people that basically said this, right? Like, this is the article I talked about earlier. These are the same people saying that it's nerd culture, nerd cave, and full of diehard RPG fans, and this game, it shouldn't have to appeal to them. And they didn't even try and appeal to them. So these are the same people that basically don't care about the actual fans. They want new audience. Look, I understand. You getting new audience is great, but you got to pull in your key demo as well. Pull in the OGs, and if you reach out and you grab new audience, that's great. But your OG needs to be there. Your key demo to keep your game alive needs to be there, right? Basically, saying that nerds in cave believing they would always buy RPGs regardless of quality, allowing companies to focus on broader and non-RPG audience. No. You need to focus. EA needs to focus on games that people think. Okay, not a lot of people like RPG games. There's a niche, and if you're gonna try to, get attention from like the people who are not RPG fans, why the hell would you reach out to them? They're not gonna buy your game anyways. Another thing is what's it called again? Gator, which is the guy who's talking about it, frustrated by EA's direction, Gator left BioWare in 2016 for Beamdog and later founded Summerfall Studios and working on a roguelike deck builder. The outcome is that the EA focused on mass appeal over the core fans, which basically ultimately contributed to Veilguard's underperformance. And this is a good thing, is because you basically said, hey, screw the original RPG fans. Screw them. You guys like the original game? Go play the original game. This game is not for you anymore. This is for the modern audience. And modern audience do not come out and buy your games. They just don't.
I slightly see it differently. I see it as they thought the OG fans were going to come out anyways. I mean, there's RPGs filled with diehards are going to come out anyways. Why actually even try to cater to them to begin with? They're just going to buy up the game. We don't need to worry about them because it's an RPG. That's what that is. So yeah, you're right. They were appealing to the modern audience, and it's so weird seeing people try to say that the game, people were already tagging it LGBTQ when they promoted the fact that you can have top surgery scars on your character customization and go by they, them pronouns. That's your own fucking doing right there, mind you. They don't care anymore, is what it is. They want to focus in on the propaganda, the message first. That's all they care about. They don't care about putting out a high quality product. They don't care about actually trying to just put out a game. They must have their messaging first and foremost, front and center the entire time.
Yep.
That's why we have pulling a barf.
Yeah. Jeez.
I've seen that too many times.
Yeah. And I'm non-binary.
Yeah.
But take a look at they're appealing to, I would say, their Hollywood side. Like the game industry, a lot of the AAA studios, they're trying to appeal to Hollywood, even though Hollywood doesn't like them. So they appeal to the game journos, which is essentially their Hollywood side, but they're the psychopaths that don't even like video games and will cry when they think a game's too hard. These are the people that went out there and said that The Last of Us 2 should win Game of the Year. Even though The Last of Us 2 was a complete and total failure, people hated that game. People rejected it hands down and wanted pick Ghost of Tsushima to be player's choice, which drove a nail through Neil Cuckman's heart. They care more about the message first over everything else. The message must exist first and foremost, no matter the cost. So they will sacrifice everybody for the sake of the message.
Yeah. And that's why ever since that Game Award, I don't really care about it anymore. And the reason I watch is for the trailers.
That's pretty much the only reason I ever check it out.
The first reveals on everything.
Yeah, I want everything. I think the only thing that I didn't want is I forgot what it was, like RPG or some shit like that. Like that's the only thing I didn't want and didn't win, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Carlos Lee moved to 5. Disney is always gonna Disney. Look what they did to Lilo and Stitch. Yes, that is true. That is very true.
That movie, I thought it was gonna be a knockout for them, and
how much money?
How is it doing? I know it's getting its money back and maybe a little profit, but I don't know how. Yeah, in terms of overall,
how do you fuck that up?
Okay, so Lilo and Stitch, so far I believe it has total gross of 447,000.
So I think it's
not 1,000, 447 million. Sorry, my bad, not 1,000, million.
447. I think I think it might have broke even.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it broke even. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, we kind of expected it to knock out of the park.
The thing is that unfortunately, I thought that this movie was I guess Mexico really likes this movie. It got $27 million from Mexico alone. That is I don't know, man. Grae or Dermy, you guys heard about the changes, right?
I heard that Jumba is the villain, and then I was like, I'm already out from there, and then I heard more of the changes that it's not about family anymore, and it's about some other shit.
Yep.
Don't know how deep that goes, and all I know is that you broke the core thing. Jumba not being in it is what.
Yeah, the comments were funny in our segment.
Ohana,
me leaving your sister behind.
Just hearing that Jumba was the villain made me want to walk away because he's supposed to be the goofy uncle.
So that means that they're not going to make part 2 then, right? It's because if you think about it, Pleakley, I heard they are, but Pleakley and Uncle Jumba, they basically hang out with the freaking hang out with Stitch.
Yeah.
And then you get all the other experiments to start showing up, which is part of the TV show. And you sort of made Nani does not really care about Lilo if you think about it that way. It's just all I care about is I'm gonna go to college and get my marine biology degree, and you can stay with Dave. It's It's so bad, man. I hate it.
The whole thing, like Ohana means family. Family doesn't necessarily mean blood. That's why like Pleakley and Jumba became like their uncles or family members. Like these people became family to you on a deeper level, and then you go into like Stitch's whole entire family with all the other experiments throughout the show, which began primarily within part 2, and it culminated in this decent third movie. But it was a kind of funny seeing Stitch battle essentially an evil Stitch that could clone himself over and over again. But without all that, you don't have it anymore. You don't have what the show was all about.
Yeah, man. It's just it's garbage. Yo, Hollow Ninja with the 5. Yo, thank you, man. Thank you. What is wrong with the marketing? What's wrong with marketing games to straight males? The minority, they keep marketing to does not play these games. Screw the modern audience, man. 100%.
Well, straight males are the devil. That's why.
That's true. That's true. And you know, the devil's seed is basically come. But if they actually geared towards marketing towards men, the people who don't play the game are going to get very pissed off that they're excluded. All right. So but I would say boobs and ass and hot looking girls can only help your game so much. The First Descendant looks really good, but I heard the game is not doing well.
Yeah, because the game is not that good. It's basically just, you know, run and gun. Gun, shoot.
Run, gun, shoot, and there's not a whole lot like in-game stuff. So once you beat the game, there's nothing really there. That's the biggest issue. It wasn't just it's not because of my boobs and anything like that. It's like you need a little bit more in the actual game department.
That's true.
Boobs are great. I love the boobs and I love the outfits. But when I beat the game, I don't have anything else to do.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Let's see. Just came across an NBC article about Sydney Sweeney bathwater bliss origin. It's all about fan service because people were asking for it and they're giving into fans. Yeah. If you're gonna be a fan service movie, video game, or you want to service your fans, You're gonna get money for it. You don't need to make a product that is geared towards everyone. Just know your audience. And that's marketing 101. Like who is this for?
And Sydney Sweeney knows who she is already. She knows what's how the public perceives her. So capitalize on it. Find ways to further make the money. She's being really smart about it.
Just don't be like Scarlett Johansson. It's like, oh, I feel like I've been sexualized. Oh, when I was playing Black Widow. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah,
give back all the... her character's a femme fatale. Like, shut the fuck up.
Give back all the money you made from those movies then. If it's really that bad.
Listen, I love Scarlett Johansson. I love when the leaks happened.
Yes. I also the fappening was a great time. And the thing is that like here's the thing. Also, when Harvey Weinstein was in Hollywood, there was a lot of hot chicks in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That I'm just saying. Grae,
Harvey Weinstein might have been he might have been a monster, but let's be fair, what we replaced him with is idiotic, retarded.
Yeah.
I don't want to take the monster back.
And then now you have Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey, I'm not going to say she was good in Game of Thrones, okay? But she knew her part there, and that's where she should have just gone off. People liked her because she was cute. That's the whole reason. They liked her because she was cute and led a big army. There's nothing else there. She's not an actress. She's not talented. Just let Downsy go away.
Yeah, man. It's
each time I look at Abby in season 2, especially in the final episode, I keep saying to man, she really should have been Ellie. Like, especially in that final segment in season 2. It's like, I should have been Ellie.
I couldn't get through season 1.
Did you stop after the gay stuff?
I think I had like 2 episodes left, maybe an episode. Oh, okay. I was there towards the end, but I could not review it anymore. I was just out. It was too boring.
Okay.
I couldn't do it.
speaking of weird people in Hollywood, let's go ahead and talk about this rumor. Hunter Schafer Zelda rumor allegedly linked to PR firm attached to actor, not Nintendo or Sony. So this is a big sigh of relief. And I think a lot of people, a lot of their PR people in Hollywood, I believe they do this all the time, right? Keke Palmer for Rogue casting. It's like fan casting, right? It's like, oh, let's what people fan sentiment think about having this character, this actor play this character. And then if there's good reception, and then the PR people will be like, hey, look, studio, a lot of people like this. Why don't you cast this person as
Brie Larson as Mara Jade?
Maybe. But what do you think about this, though? Maybe.
So what I think about this is basically I'd agree. This is what a lot of these PR companies do in these PR organizations. I did Brie Larson as Mara Jade mainly because that is, you see those around, like Brie Larson's PR team and all the fan castings. That's just them going around there trying to get jobs for these people. When it comes to Hunter Schafer, Jesus Christ, you would probably be better off playing Zelda. Not Zelda, Link. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, see, you're one of those people.
I fucked it up. I do it all the time. I did it even last night. You'd be better off playing Link.
We are not gonna get Brie Larson as Mara Jade unless she's naked the entire time having sex with Luke Skywalker, and that's the only reason.
But with socks on. Please keep
keep those fucking weird talon grippers on. But the thing is that when this was dropped earlier this week, and I was like, oh no, right? It was this real. And I believe the person that sort of first broke this was 50-50 on their takes, whether half of it's true, half of it's not. So I think Disney, Warner Brothers, and all of these huge studios, they do this. Like, hey, what do you guys? Someone would just post something out. What do you guys think about this person playing this character? And then all of a sudden, like, it gets blown up. Everyone's talking about it. And all of a sudden, you get Bella Ramsey as freaking what's it called again? Ellie, that nobody asked for, right? You get Pedro Pascal as Joel. Given the fact he plays Joel decently, but it's this why? And here's the thing. I showed an image of Hunter Schafer to my wife. And she said she would be more upset if Hunter Schafer didn't look like her. Didn't look like Zelda. Because in one of the images that they used, that was going around the internet, she looks like Zelda.
Hunter has had a lot of work done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. There's a lot of work that went into that.
Yeah.
Kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, listen, man, you look damn good. I'm like,
getting confused. Why am I confused?
I might be of questionable sexuality, but this is really crazy and breaking my brain here. But at the end of the day,
yeah, I don't think this will fly by Nintendo either, given Nintendo's, how traditional they are. Given Nintendo as how they operate as a company, nah, they're not gonna let that fly. No way.
I'm not a fan of the live action Zelda idea anyways. I believe in Miyamoto. I like Miyamoto. I think Miyamoto can probably pull this out. The problem is the Sony connections and then the producer being Avi Arad. Avi Arad is a nightmare and an awful person who will change anything for the sake of whatever the heck he wants to do. So there's a bunch of red flags here. I don't see Nintendo signing off on this one.
Yeah.
Nah,
like when I first heard that they were gonna do a live action Zelda film, I was already like very hesitant. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. It's like,
and it's done by Sony as well.
You literally have $1 billion formula already with Super Mario Brothers. Why change it? Why you could Ocarina of Time animated, another $1 billion for Nintendo, but I don't know why they still chose to take a risk and change it.
So here's the original one that sort of popped off, right? This is the one from Screen Time. Hunter Schafer reportedly eyed, right? And this is from Daniel RPK. This person was 50-50 on their stuff. Whether they're right or wrong, it doesn't really matter. And of course, you scroll down not just too long, right? She sort of looks like an elf a little bit here. If you scroll down a little bit, these comments, y'all dogged on Bella Ramsey because she didn't look like Ellie. Now you have someone that looks exactly like the role, but they are not good enough because they were born to male. Yeah, because we want a character that's canonically a male and if that's a female to be a male and female. We don't want them to be like transgender at all.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The biggest problem here is man.
Yeah,
it's weird. Listen, okay. The one thing that Hunter can, prove is that, what, men make pretty damn good women too. Men are great at everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna assume you're pre-op here. There's dangly bits down there.
Yeah, you haven't gotten a bottom surgery yet. It's still there.
Even if you have bottom surgery, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see, and here's another one right over here. She's the perfect candidate. I don't see the problem with this. I don't really care what sex Hunter was born. Hunter clearly has the right look. My only concern is what I've never seen anything he was in before, so I don't know how well he will be able to act in this role. Good Lord, he looks more like the part than anyone I can think of. Yeah. I guarantee you can have anyone with enough makeup to look like Zelda.
Yeah, and it's the thing is this IP, given Nintendo's IPs, it's gonna be marketed more towards a younger audience. So it's like, it's like when the kids find out who the cast is, like they're gonna what Zelda's a dude. It's like it's gonna fuck up their minds, man. Yeah, so it's
and here's the other thing that it's a he, and no matter how much work Hunter has done, and Hunter has had a lot of work done. Okay, you can very clearly see it. There's some images out there that you're like, I can barely tell. You're a hotter woman than most other women out there. The problem is at the same time, there's certain things that men have that will never change no matter how much work you do. He still has broad shoulders. They might be Twinkie broad shoulders, but they're still broad shoulders. He still has man hands. These are still things that he has. And you're not going to be able to get rid of those. So even looking at, in a dress and stuff, you might be able to see some of it, but you'll always see the shoulders and the hands. It'll always look the same way. It will always just be a man in a dress.
Yep. And Mr. Milk Toast right over here. Yeah, this is a perfect example because they're going to bring up, well, back in the day, Shakespearean days, like men played out as women all the time. What's the issue? Sure, right? So this is your sure, all roles in the 1500s were done by men, but that's because women weren't allowed to be on stage because they got to be making the damn sandwiches.
Because men make better women. That's the only thing we've learned here. But
yeah, leave it up to a man to look better than a woman, right? Yeah. What's this here? Phil's just won Blair White as Zelda. You gotta stop, man. We gotta end the stream. Stop.
Blair White walks up to you and says, "You want to have sex?" What's your answer?
I'm gonna end the stream right now. I'm not answering. I'm not answering that, bro. I'm not answering that. All right. Here's the thing. The reason why Blair White was brought up is because it was a comparison between, like, would you rather date this person or this person? One of them is like extremely woke, and one of them is Blair White. Right, and I immediately, without question, said Blair White. It's because we have more in common other than the penis, right? So, and then I'm not. You know what? I don't need to answer that. I don't need to answer that.
Here, I'll say it. I'd bone Blair White. She's hot. Sue me.
There it is. There it is. Now, can you please take the heat off of me, chat? You just direct it all to Dermy, who likes fudas and furries.
I don't like furries. Thank you very much. But I'm an open degenerate and I'm a questionable sexuality. I will always say that all day and night. I've already said that I like Blair White. Screw you. Expert tucking there.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Yo, Carlos moved to 5. Bella Ramsey is perfect to play live action Mr. Potato Head. That is true. That is very true. Holy, but thank you so much for the 5. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Phil wants Blair White to play Zelda. I would, but I'm married. Yeah, that's true. I'm not answering that. Phil, just say no. You're making this worse.
I mean, admitting to it is always the best. Honesty is the best policy. Okay, just admit. You admit to the degeneracy.
Dermy gets a pass. Phil does not. No. I get a pass. All right, I get a pass. So you like Buddha's Dermy?
I'm of questionable sexuality. You do the math. I just said I like Blair White.
Oh man. Oh shit, man.
I'm a weirdo. I'm open about my weirdness.
How you feeling, Dermy?
I'm feeling pretty good.
You okay? All right, we good? I just want to make sure that I know we're in different time zones, and I know that it's getting late for you.
It's Saturday. I usually like Saturday, which is my usual show that I'm doing right now. We go to 2 a.m. We've gone to 3 a.m. sometimes. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
24-hour streams aren't out of my realm. Okay, I've done long ass streams.
All right,
but beforehand.
Okay. But shout out to everyone that's hanging out so far. Thank you. We have over 100 of you guys just chilling here. Everyone on X, Rumble, and on YouTube. Thank you. And the cool thing is, I'm not sure if we're going to continue using StreamYard. StreamYard just implemented Kick. So I'm not sure if I don't think we have a Kick account. We do have a gaming Kick account for Project Eggroll.
I never touched anymore.
Yeah, you did one stream. Years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But thank you for everyone that's hanging out. Thank you. Yes, we are live on Rumble, X, and on YouTube. Hollow Ninja with a 2. Aaron Grady can play Link. Pull up Aaron Grady. Who the hell is that? Is it a man?
Ron is right. Said thought DermyWermy was a nickname for Jeremy Griggs. Might be. Aaron. Oh, yeah.
Hollywood would agree.
No. Now here's the thing. I talked about this and I asked Epic Verse, who would you rather want to be cast as Link and Zelda? Would you rather have a transgender play both of them or have a black person? And I think a lot of people would rather have a black person than a transgender.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, there it is. Dermy, would you rather have a transgender play Link and Zelda?
So, I'd rather them be male or female. But here's the thing. If you got the look, you got the look. So, I'm not a fan of the Hunter, this choice, for many reasons here. But you guys said you watched One Piece live action, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You remember Kobe?
Yep, that guy's non-binary.
No.
Well, according to what I heard, he's non-binary. Kobe's a non-binary. Is a woman?
It's trans. It's a woman.
Right.
Okay.
It's an actress. Might be non-binary, but it is an actress. Okay. So the thing there is,
canonically,
she's still playing a dude, and for the time period when it comes to Kobe right now, it's fine because Kobe's wimpy, not strong, not pulling it off, and there's not really a whole lot of complaining there because she kind of looks like Kobe. Now, as the story goes on, Kobe gets much more masculine, becomes more of an actual dude and a normal character. You can't be a female playing that role anymore. I don't care if you're male or female or trans or anything. So you have the look, you have the look. I can't deny that. Not going to be a fan of it no matter what. So
will that character be recasted eventually?
I don't think they will.
It would have to be. But they're probably not going to do it.
I don't think they will because I know it's different, but they didn't really do that. They didn't do that with Bella Ramsey because there's supposed to be a time skip, right? Between Last of Us 1 and Last of Us 2. There's several years difference. So they should have casted someone else as Ellie, but they didn't. So I don't think they will. And if they do recast Kobe, they're gonna say you are trying to get rid of a transgender
Yeah.
or non-binary person, and they're gonna make it like political and shit.
Here, let me show
Yeah.
you a before and after.
All right, and so while you look that up, let's see. Carlos Lima with the 5. If there were no women on the planet and Blair White was the only option I had, I'd wife her up so fast. Don't worry, Phil, got your back. Thank
There
you,
you go,
Carlos
Phil.
Lima. Thank you.
I will say this is not
I
perfect.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 5.
Yeah.
I will say this is not perfect because this is slightly time skip, but Kobe, even prior to time skip, starts looking like this. So if you share my screen.
Yeah.
So he starts off here and then becomes here. This is even pre-time skip. He starts actually looking like a man because of his time in the Marines. So having the lady play this at the beginning, I'm not as against, but once it becomes more of a man and he starts taking charge, I have an issue. So, like, she looks like Kobe. That's the problem. It's like you look like her and you look like him and you kind of act like him. He's a wimp in the beginning.
Yeah.
What can I say? At least you're not black.
Ronus Rice saying, what happened to Ohana? It means family and no one is left behind except Lilo and Stitch. They even forgot the part where Stitch picks up the Ugly Duckling book and it says he's lost. Right? His family is lost, and right then and there, that Stitch was like, you know what? I don't want to live a life of like fucking, breaking shit and torturing shit, because if I do that, I'm gonna lose my family. And he turns a new leaf and becomes Good Stitch. Right? That was completely removed from the movie. Because Ohana means jack shit.
Listen,
And,
I need to rewatch Lilo and Stitch, the original movie.
Yeah,
but
me more so.
I saw a clip going around the other day, and it was Stitch. It was Jumbo walking up to Stitch after capturing Stitch, and Jumbo saying, like, they're having their back and forth. Stitch is doing Stitch sounds, and then Jumbo goes like, "Okay, we're going to go do a rescue mission now." He has a compelling argument here.
Yeah,
you don't have that.
It's the one who he goes like, he's like, you have to save Lilo, you have to, and he's like, Jumba. It's like, what? After what you put me through, you would get me through? He's like, okay. He's like, what? He's like, he's very persuasive. Yeah, it's like it's so good. It's not in the movie. Perfect. Because Captain Gontu's not in the movie. Because Jumbo's the bad guy. Stupid writing, man. This is retarded.
Not like changing all that changes the entire premise. Like, you took out what that movie was about.
Yeah.
And how do you fuck that up?
Yeah, exactly.
You just need, seriously, the promotional material for that movie, top notch. I was like, God damn, it's just like what they did back when the first movie was coming out. Stitch just doing Stitch shit and acting all sorts of chaos. This is a slam fucking dunk. But it's Disney.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and go and talk about, speaking of like casting and stuff like that, let's go and talk about the Harry Potter. We're talking about the Harry Potter and the one that coming from HBO. So this comes from MovieWeb. J.K. Rowling shares surprising reaction to HBO's latest Harry Potter casting announcement. So I'm not going to read through all of this, but I should go over here. This is her official response. Say, please tell Dominic, Arabella, and Alistar that they are already loved by the fandom, and we can't wait to see the show. We wish them the best, and they have a magical time. So all three are wonderful. Couldn't be happier. What about Black Snape?
What's her take on that?
She didn't. She. I don't think she's ever said anything about Black Snape.
Nope.
Yeah, but I did watch a short video of Ryan Kinel talking about like her disagreement with. I think the Black Snape signed up signed the petition, or he agrees to a certain politics
it's
that
the
J.K. Rowling doesn't.
So Grae, if you don't know, most recently, the basically, I guess UK British Parliament or whatever, that their law, they basically changed it, saying that in order for you to be identified as a woman, you have to be born biologically as a woman, and that's law,
Based.
right? So, basically, J.K. Rowling won. If you think about it, like she won this. Like, this is like a major W for her, and there's a lot of people who signed that. So who's the guy? The person who's playing Snape signed it. The black dude, he signed it. It's because I believe what's it called again? I don't know. I don't know what he is, but like I'm not sure if he's gay in real life or anything like that. But a lot of people signed it, and so she basically said, it's politics is whatever they want, right? But in terms of like him being black, I don't think she has said anything about it yet. Have you guys heard anything about it? Like, did she say anything about the black Snape or no?
She hasn't said anything outside of that. And when I saw her do this, I started wondering if she has a non-disparagement clause. Because I don't think she's as attached to this as they let on. I think she's probably just there as a figurehead, and she probably has a non-disparagement clause, so she can't let her voice be heard on a lot of this stuff. So I don't think she's as... I think she's just that figure. She's just there to say that, oh, yeah, I'm here. So I think the fact that she didn't say anything speaks volumes. So when she's speaking here, that tells you that she's not okay.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah, like for me, I think Hermione is like a little darker. I'm not sure if she's like
I think they already did that with the cursed child.
I think she was like,
she's black.
She's black in that one, but this one I'm not sure if she's like Indian, but if you think about it, like Indians' second motherland is England, so it does make sense.
I looked at her. I don't think she's Indian. I know some of my friends, some of the Bulbusters people were trying to say she might be Middle Eastern. I think she's just olive skinned, so she might have Sicilian in her.
Maybe. But stuff, I did see, despite that, whether or not she's Indian or not, I did see her audition tape. She did a really fucking good job.
She did?
Yeah, she did an amazing job. Like, she sounds like Hermione. Like, it's like very smart ass, very straightforward, very I'm better than you. Let me see if I can find it. It was really, really good. But are you guys looking forward to this? Like, Dermy, are you a big fan of Harry Potter?
I'm not a huge fan. I do like it, don't get me wrong. I was looking forward to it. And then Black Snape.
Yeah, I think that's what killed it for me too, or at least in a major way. In a major way,
it killed it in a major way. I think the show's still going to do just fine. Sadly enough, I don't think people are going to freak out. I don't think the vast majority of people are going to be freaking out about it. So it is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah. So this is her audition. It was actually legit really fucking good. Like, I'm not sure how old she is, maybe like 9 or 10, but this is really good.
You're looking for the post office, aren't you?
How did you know that?
You've circled the block a few times, so you're obviously lost. If I'm investigating a missing person, I started the post office to see if they registered an emailing address. Except our post office collapsed about a month ago, and they haven't updated the online coordinates. I can show you if you ask nicely.
Like, I think that was really good for her age. Like, this is like, this is really Hermione. Like, it sounds like her.
Yeah, I think she got training for that.
Yeah, if you look up her like history, she's barely done anything. There's not a whole lot she's connected to. She was in like a Matilda stage play, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. And she had the frizzy hair too. So this is like she's gonna have the frizzy hair for Hermione, which is gonna be great.
I think she could do just fine.
I think so too.
I don't know anything about her ethnicity. I think I lean on she's probably just part Sicilian, so that's why she looks darker.
The crazy thing is, like, Irana's right over here. Okay? Iran is always right? Hermione is half blood and Malfoy is fascist. Gonna call her a mudblood. That's gonna be so good, man. They're gonna string up Snape. It's gonna be great. They're gonna string him up on a tree, bro.
They're gonna hang him. And you're going to have freaking Harry's dad go like, I hate him because he exists.
Get away from my girl. Stay get away from my girl. Yeah, you know what? You know, it's like it's I'm gonna pull a epic mic here. Oh, he's really he's a part of the colored groups.
Listen, you're Asian. You can say, well, no, you can't say that. You're practically white.
Okay, how about this? We don't take too kindly with the color people. If you're not yellow, you are not mellow. Sorry, chat. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get canceled anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think this audition tape was really good. I think this is like, holy crap, that's Hermione. That's Hermione right there. And if they got someone like her, I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with the person that got cast as Harry and Ron. So but yeah, man.
Seeing this, it kind of, the Papacito casting just, it slaps in the face more because they look really good. Freaking Ron's a ginger.
Yeah,
an actual redhead.
Yeah.
And
well, here's the thing: if you don't know, gingers are not black people. If you think about it,
no, they are.
No.
Well, they are, but that's because most people are dyslexic.
And if you think about the anagram, you moved some of the letters around and stuff like that.
What up, my ginger?
What up, ginger? What up, big G? Oh man. Now I want to mellow yellow. Phil and Grae are white adjacent. Yeah, true. My ginger. Yeah, you're ginger with an A, right? If you use the hard R, you're gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
Oh man. You see, Mr. Milkto says, I think back to being introduced to X-Men the animated series. I saw no idea what Jubilee was supposed to be. Been a white. No, she's definitely Chinese, right? So it has so it's been happening for some time. Yeah, I think there's some people who are even in our comment section, you know, for the Black Xavier that was rumored. We're not sure if that's true or not. They're basically saying, well, what's the issue with having a non-white Xavier? I'm like, so it's okay to have a white Storm then, right?
Yeah, it's okay
right?
for
White
Ryan
Storm, white Bishop. That's fine.
It's okay to have Ryan Reynolds play Black Panther.
Yes. You know what? I want Robert Downey Jr. to play Black Panther.
Yeah.
I think he should play Black Panther. It's going to be great.
It would be fantastic.
He's going to be so good. But yeah, man.
If we still lived in the 90s or early 2000s where race really didn't matter and nobody really cared about it, these arguments wouldn't be happening. But the problem is people started making these arguments matter. They started doing this for diversity's sake. So that's why people constantly bring it up. You made it an issue, so now it's a big issue. It used to not be an issue and nobody actually cared about it. It was just the best actor for the role. Now you guys only care about more racial shit. So you made this the whole reality we live in.
Yep. And it's funny is because of I was talking to several of my my relatives, you know, and they're basically saying that like, why did they keep bringing up like they were slaves? You know, like you guys weren't slaves, your parents weren't slaves, your grandparents probably weren't slaves, maybe not. But most of you guys who aren't slaves, and you guys probably, the people that you're upset at probably never even owned slaves. So why are you guys bringing it up, right? And I was like, it's a victim mentality. They want handouts. They want free shit. So especially here in California, you know, we were actually pretty close to voting in reparations for Black people here. So like,
even though you guys had no slaves.
Yeah, we did. The California was never a slave state. So what the hell? Why are we? And here's the thing: who are they getting this money from? Oh, taxpayer money. So they're saying to me, a Chinaman, going to be paying reparations? It's like, it's
almost like if that there was people trying to bring that argument up in Kansas once, and it got immediately shut down because if you know the history of Kansas, that's where John Brown came from. He went over to Virginia. In our state capital, we have a memorial to John Brown. We go like, he didn't do good things, but we liked his message. And if you know anything about like Kansas history, if you look into like Bleeding Kansas, there's a reason the border wars happened, and there's a reason there's still animosity between Missouri and some areas. There was a bloody fucking war here to keep us a non-slave state, to make us that. We were precursor to the Civil War. So anybody that ever brings it up here, it's like, we never had slaves. We literally fought a war before the Civil War to make sure that we didn't have slaves.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Was here? Say China didn't end slavery until 20th century. If anything, Phil should be angry. They still have slavery, but they pay them pennies to the dollar. They're called sweatshops.
Yeah,
well,
It's still slavery, and they also have the Uyghur Muslims doing shit too. So that shit's still happening.
I mean, ignore that. You know, Hassan's right. That's just Western propaganda.
Yeah. It's you know what's funny? All of these people who's saying that's propaganda. I remember you know, the Sound of Freedom came out right, and people watched it, and people were like, oh, you should watch it. And I had a friend's son who was like, oh, Dad, I want to go watch the Sound of Freedom movie. And then the dad says, Sound of Freedom? Oh, the human trafficking movie is right-wing propaganda.
But it's based on true stuff.
yeah.
Sound of Freedom and human trafficking is right-wing propaganda is wild to me. That is I don't get that shit, man.
Well, that was something that a lot of people were trying to say when that movie was coming out, that it's right-wing propaganda and all the this and that, and it's like, but no, this stuff's actually happening, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Reality
and then when you show them, you physically prove to them, I have proof over here that is true. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to listen to it, and they just walk away. And when confronted with the facts, these NPCs will attack you for it. Is because they don't want to be proven wrong.
I think part of that's true. I also think a lot of NPCs, their brains can't allow them to be wrong. And I used to watch a lot of Timcast. I don't watch anymore, mainly because I'm just so tired and I'm on a political hiatus. But he had a walkaway guy. I can't remember his name.
Brandon
super
Strock?
gay guy. Yeah, Brandon Strock came on. And Brandon Strock was talking about like how he woke up from it all. And he said it physically hurt him. And then you go to a Korean chick who used to be in communist North Korea. Can't think of her name right now.
The one with the nice boobs that went on to Joe Rogan. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. She's yeah. We know who we're talking about.
I don't know her name. I don't need to.
I think it's.
I know the gay guy's name. That's an issue. I don't know the hot Korean girl with the nice tits, but I know the gay guy's name.
I think that's telling you something. But she also said when she was breaking out of like the North Korean propaganda, it hurt. So I think part of it is it's not just that they don't want to be like proven wrong. It's that they physically can't. And that it hurts them in a way that they've been lied to, and it hurts their brains. Like, no, this is what I've been told. This is what I've been told over and over again. And it shatters something, and it's actually kind of painful for them.
Yeah.
I think that's why they fight
reality.
Back.
Yeah. Like I remember we used to have this guy who pops up. I banned him eventually. He's the guy whenever we talk about China.
Oh yeah.
He will always say China good. Whatever you guys are listening to, the Uyghur Muslim stuff, the communism stuff, the wet market stuff, anything that's bad about China, he will immediately defend China first. So you guys are wrong. US propaganda and stuff like that, right? And like when prove, like I brought on like legit proof from like the whole Tiananmen Square shit, Tibet shit, like all that kind of stuff, free Hong Kong. He did not want to hear it. It's because because they were in a way groomed that way. They were basically brainwashed at a young age to listen and to basically regurgitate this propaganda, like this Chinese propaganda. Not, like it's the CCP is the one that's doing it, not the people there. So like whenever you show them something, it's the whole like both people, great people on both sides, right? Good people on both sides. And then when you show them, it's like, no, you actually should watch the entire clip. You know, not the neo-Nazi and the white supremacist. I condemn them totally, right? Like when you showed him, it's like, what? He said that. It's the same thing with the freaking the drummer boy. Fuck, what's his name? The Native American drummer dude.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't think of his name. It starts with an S, I think.
Yeah, it's like, but that guy basically started like drumming, and he thought that the white kid was the problem, and you watch the entire video. It's like, oh, right, and it completely brainwashes people, or not brainwash. It shadows their reality, and it screws with their mind. And the AI, I think you're right. It physically hurts them, and they can't handle that shit.
Yeah. Wait, and I'm not gonna say that there's not people on like
Nick Sandman. Thank you.
Like, yeah, Sandman. This is just it's a sad reality that there's just some people that can't handle the truth, for lack of a better term. Like it starts hurting them, and they then have to try to discredit reality and discredit stuff because they can't be the wrong ones.
Yep. Yeah. Speaking of people who who sucked a lot of dick, let's go. That's my segment.
So Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal. We'll talk more about Pedro Pascal. Let's go and talk about Black Panther getting canceled and shutting down cliffhanger games entirely
after 2 years.
So, what have you guys heard about this?
Yeah, it's
You want to go first,
strange. Yeah, I'll go first. I haven't been hearing good things about it ever since. Like, the first time it's like, okay, pretty exciting. It's like back when like we still wanted movie games like Spider-Man, The Last of Us. Now we're kind of sick of it. We just wish, more games that have more gameplay substance than cinematic stuff. So we were kind of excited about this. But when the more you kept hearing about who were behind the team behind it, it's like, oh, we're gonna insert like woke elements of it, or it's. I know it was rumored to be associated with like Sweet Baby. So it's like, oh shit, this is gonna be a shit show if it's like related to Sweet Baby, and they're like, I forgot the details about the stuff we've been hearing, but they were kind of pushing it at the same lines of like X-Men, Wolverine with the ugly Jean Grey. They were kind of going along those lines about the narrative of the game development.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this honestly this was the right call given that information. But I did glance the article a little bit. I think they were trying to adapt the Nemesis system of Shadow of Mordor. So that's a bummer if that's true. But at the same time, I do feel that I feel like it was gonna be a shit show. The same way that probably Warner Brothers saw the Wonder Woman game, where like it's filled with people with wokies. So it's gonna have a shit story. They were gonna emasculate the males and stuff like that. So I think this is a net positive overall than a negative.
So Cliffhanger Games was only around for 2 years, was established the same time as this game was coming out, and they announced it on the 57th anniversary of Black Panther, like the actual character being created. And they just shut it down. And I have a nice long video, and I show what that writer said on multiple occasions. That it was just filled with racist people.
Let's go ahead and bring let's go ahead and sort of bring like tie this in right over here. This is from down in the comics. Basically, the narrative designer for this game basically said they don't hire this is a no white team, no white dev team. They do not hire white people.
Back when it came to validate mainly.
Yep.
And it was because white people can be dangerous, and the only way to not have a dangerous group is to be surrounded by people that are just like me.
Yep. So now this person probably works at some people might say McDonald's, but some people might, I would say probably Popeyes or KFC.
So also this was the writer that was formerly at Sweet Baby Inc.
Yep, it's tied in with Sweet Baby Inc. Unfortunately, so this is actually, in my opinion, I think we dodged the bullet here. It sucks that we're no longer getting the Nemesis system. I heard that's actually really, really good. I've never played Shadows of Mordor, so I heard that's actually really cool. So, but imagine like climbing the buildings with like Black Panther, sort of, similar to Spider-Man PS4, traversing. I'm not sure if it's going to be sort of isolated in Wakanda, because like It doesn't make sense unless like Wakanda got invaded by other people because they want their vibranium or something like that. But it could have been cool, right?
Yeah.
But now
could've
that
been.
like, but you know,
Yeah. But the
Sucks for
thing
them.
is, my concern too back then when this was still on development, because there's another game coming out like with Captain America in it.
Mhm.
I forgot the name, but the subtitle is Rise of Hydra. So it's Captain America and Black Panther teaming up. So it's like a single player game with also Black Panther in it. So it's like they're gonna be clashing with each other. So I think it's for the best. And that other game is kind of looking good. There's already footage of it.
Mhm.
For me, I like it. I like what I saw. But yeah,
It looks interesting. And that game was I think it's Captain America Rise of Hydra, and it's
yeah, there we
Captain
go.
America
Yeah.
battling Hydra and at least fighting with from time to time Black Panther. So Captain America is battling two ethno nationalists. So take that as you will. I'm not really shocked that this got shut down. Like all you ever had was the intro trailer, and it's only been around for 2 years. And yeah, video games nowadays can take a long time to develop, but what else were you guys doing? You never showed us anything from it. You can tell me
Mhm.
you're working on the Nemesis system or a version of the Nemesis system, but if you're not showing me anything, then I can't work with this. So there's probably
Yeah.
more things from behind the scenes that they just weren't producing. They weren't hitting those numbers. So
Yeah,
EA was like, first in,
Yeah.
first out.
Yeah, it's the exact same vibe with Wonder Woman. Like we never saw a single gameplay footage at all, despite how many years has it been. So I think EA was cutting their losses, which
Mhm.
right, really the right call.
Now,
Yeah.
do you guys think that I don't think it's gonna happen, but I wish it would. It's because I actually got a copyright strike for it. For the Wolverine game that's supposed to be coming out from Insomniac.
Oh, that game's
Like-
fucked.
Now here the thing is that like I saw and I reacted to like actual like I guess like pre-alpha footage, and I didn't know it was actually legit or not, but it was in the game. And Jean Grey looks really bad in the game.
Yeah.
She looks like an old woman. Wolverine looks like a kid. And it shows like Wolverine, like it shows the outfits, it shows Jean Grey flying around,
Mhm.
and it didn't look good. And I thought that was like, oh, maybe someone like put up a what's it called again, a tech demo or maybe just like a an early thing that they were working on privately. And then I actually got a copyright strike, and it was by Marvel, and it was removed from my channel. So I'm just like, oh, so this is real. So the ugly Jean Grey that looks worse than Mary Jane in the Spider-Man Part 2 game. That is crazy.
Well,
But
that's
yeah,
because that's from Insomniac, who's been doing the Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
Insomniac's fucked. Like you put out one good game, everybody fell in love with it, but we knew that Spider-Man 2 was connected to Sweet Baby Inc. We know Insomniac is connected to Sweet Baby Inc. We know what's going on there. We can kind of figure out what's happening there, and if we know that whole company's been infested already, the only way to cure this cancer is to burn it all. Sadly enough.
Yeah, and yet, yeah, I think the next big controversial game that'll rival Assassin's Creed Shadows is, I believe, Ghost of Yote. I think they've been compromised as well.
I need to see more before I can judge that one.
I need another trailer because we only got like a cinematic trailer, right? We didn't
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
get anything else.
There's that side of it too. But I think it was Endymion who said, yeah, sources saying about stuff that's gonna happen in the game. So of course he didn't report it yet because like it's still not validated. But
And then we also got like some writers
more
that
inclined
jumped over, right?
yeah, I'm more
Mhm.
inclined to believe him given what's going on with the games industry right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And to circle back, this is the reason why whenever you have a popular game that does really, really fucking well with the masses and everyone loves it, everyone revered the game. Wow, Spider-Man 4 was insanely good. And then it's like it's the best Spider-Man game since Spider-Man PS2. I mean, Spider-Man 2 on like earlier, right? So, and then you have a lot of people who worked at that game, and now you have a lot of people who now get tired there, and then the game is going to go woke because you have a lot of people in there that are insanely crazy. That's the reason why I'm worried for Sandfall, I think it's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
Yes, most like several of the devs actually came from Ubisoft, but that game is going to get Game of the Year. Unless some crazy game that comes out, like, I don't know, Astro Bot 3 or something like that completely destroys it or something.
What's the next big PlayStation release this year?
Death Stranding 2, is that next year? I don't remember. I think that's next year.
I don't know. Whatever the big Death Stranding 2, if that does come out, that's your Game of the Year right there, because 1, that's Kojima, and 2, that's PlayStation.
I think that's let me see. Death Stranding 2. I think that is next year. Yeah, no. Initial release date for Death Stranding on the Beach is June 26th.
Yeah, that's gonna be Game of the Year right there. Kojima and PlayStation. That's your Game of the Year.
If Expedition 33 does not win, that it's gonna be pretty fucking awful, man. And the thing is that Kojima and like Jeff Keighley are like fucking buddies too, man. So they're like super close. So
that's the reason. One, Jeff Keighley has this weird thing for fucking PlayStation. 2, he has this weird thing for Kojima, which I like Kojima games. Don't get me wrong. I love Kojima games, but he has this weird thing with Kojima. Those two things coming together, it's Game of the Year. And Expedition 33 should win Game of the Year, hands down. That phenomenal game. I can't quit watching it. I need to get time to buy it and play it myself.
You're spoiling it for yourself. What are you doing?
I only see, like, my buddy Adam, he grinds sometimes on stream. So like when we're doing Ball Busters, he'll be grinding and he'll show
it's $50.
I know it's $50.
You have Game Pass? You have Game Pass?
No, I got rid of it.
It's $50.
I'm gonna buy it. Shut up. Anyways, that game should win Game of the Year, hands down.
Or Ghost of Yote. Ghost of Yote is set to release this year too.
I think jury's out on Ghost of Yote. I still need to see more before I can pass a judgment on that one. It could be really fucking good. It could be really fucking shit. It really depends. And the actress they have, she's been known to change shit before, but we'll see.
Yeah. Erika Ishii was the group that was part of the boycott for Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah. It's like when people try to open her socials, especially people in our circle, in the YouTuber circle, it's like, why am I blocked? Why am I blocked? That's actually funny. You know the kind of person she is, just the fact by doing that.
Yeah. She hasn't blocked me, and yeah, she has a lot of crazy shit on her Twitter, but at the same time, she has a lot of decent shit. So it's like, Hogwarts Legacy will change shit, but at the same time, I need to see. She was also in Veilguard too.
Oh, really? That I didn't know.
Yeah. Nobody knew that until Veilguard came out, and then she was like, yeah, I'm in Veilguard.
Man. 21 Palika with the 22 months, man. Thank you. Hail Project Eggroll and DermyWermy and the chat. Hail, man. Thank you for the 21 months. Thank you, man. 22 months. Thank you.
Man, that's so long.
I think that's ever since we got monetized.
Has it been 2 years already? Almost 2 years already?
Right.
Oh yeah. We got monetized in August.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, 21 Palika was like member from the beginning, I remember.
Oh.
And we've been doing this for 2 years.
You've been here for 2 years, 21 Palika? Man.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, day one. Yeah, man. Yo, you know what? Shout out to everyone that's been a member since day one. And shout out to everyone that's hanging out, man. Thank you. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. All right. We have let's go ahead and talk about one more topic. Okay, so do we want to talk about, you know what, let's talk about Thunderbolts. I think that's relevant. Unless you guys want to talk about was it the fucking Borderlands 4 guy?
I don't want to talk about him anymore. I heard that he came out again and said some shit. That's about it.
People misunderstood him.
Yeah.
You said real fans.
All right. So that okay, let's go and talk about Thunderbolts, all right? Let's go and talk or the new Avengers, all right? All right, here we go. Thunderbolts set to lose $100 million, becomes second worst MCU performer.
Yeah.
Did you watch the
Doesn't
movie,
shock me.
Dermy?
No, I didn't because so when it came to Thunderbolts, I never really had any hopes for it, but I thought it could be the best one. That's a low bar here. Ultimately, though, I just decided not to engage with it because I also didn't think it was going to perform well. And that was mainly because what was the marketing for it? Where are we going to end up going with this? And who are these people? Half these people you have to be watching, Black Widow movie that nobody saw. You'd have to be watching the Disney Plus show nobody saw. For crying out loud, you had Ghost in there. Who the heck's Ghost? I forgot Ghost, and I saw Ant-Man 2. Like this is a cast of nobody, so nobody was going to come watch it anyway. So yeah, it was always meant to flop. I just thought it had the most potential, and then I heard what was actually happening, and it's like, okay, yeah, not a real shocker there. It's Marvel.
Yeah. What about you, Grae? Did you end up watching it? I know you haven't. The first time we talked about it, have you seen it yet, though?
Not yet. Yeah. I wanted to watch Final Destination, so that's what I ended up watching.
It's a good movie?
And you said it.
Is
You
that
said
one
it
good?
yourself. Yeah. It's look. It's nothing
Final
out of the
Destination
ordinary.
movie.
Yeah. It's like they added like nice new they added some nice new stuff to try to spice things up. But apart from that, it's essentially a Final Destination movie. Because based on your feedback when you told me it was average at best. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch.
See, so here's the thing. I gave it like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I think the movie's okay. I think it's adequate. I don't like Florence Pugh that much. Not that because her boobs are small. I don't think that she's a good lead. I think that what's it called again? John Walker, the guy who plays US agent, he's actually pretty good. I would say he's probably better. No, not probably. He is better than Sam Wilson as Captain America. Bucky
100%.
and Red Guardian has a very good dynamic with them, but overall the movie was mid, maybe or slightly above mid. I know a lot of people praise this movie because this movie was probably the best thing they've gotten since Deadpool Wolverine.
Which you have to remember that's technically a Fox holdover. So
Yeah, that is. Century was pretty cool, but the thing is, this movie didn't really have any real stakes in it. And of course, like you have Lizzo's like, did somebody say steak? But basically, he can banish you into the shadow realm when he becomes void, right? When he becomes void, he can banish you into the shadow realm. He makes you suffer through PTSD, and at the end, you come out of the shadow realm as a better person, and there's a big hug.
Mhm.
That's basically the movie. And then it's just for me, like I didn't really care too much about it. There wasn't any real stakes in this movie. The only person that really basically got the short end of the stick was Taskmaster, which is good, is because Taskmaster is now a woman. And I don't like female Taskmaster. I like male Taskmaster because male Taskmaster is better. So
and really unique.
Yep, and they fucking killed. If it was like comic book accurate Taskmaster would have fucking dodged that bullet.
Yeah. Right?
That was stupid. But other than that, like the movie is okay. I think the person that played the bad guy, whatever, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, whatever her name is.
Mm-hmm.
She tried to make this like very comedic. Didn't really feel it felt out of place. And I heard this movie did not even make more than Brave New World.
Which really isn't shocking considering this is also brand damage. Like Brave New World was shit. So then if you have an okay movie, guess what? You have an okay movie, but your whole brand is shot. So nobody's going to go see it. They keep seeing slop after slop after slop. So yeah, if you get a good movie when it comes to Deadpool Wolverine that saved you for a while, but you still then need to keep putting out good movies and you're not. So then what the heck what do you expect? If there's nothing here, then there's nothing here.
Yeah.
And also Louise Dreyfus. I can't remember what her first name is. She's a comedian, so yeah, she was gonna play it funny. That's her whole thing. She was from I just had the Seinfeld show.
Yep.
Yeah, Seinfeld. She had another show all on her own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she played Veep.
Called.
She was in Veep, and she was also in like it's the shitty ass TV show that was on CW for a little bit with him and Clark Gregg, and they're basically like lovers or something like that. She plays like an ex-wife or something. But this is the numbers right over here. 361 million worldwide. This is really bad. This is bad.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: Brave New World is worse than this movie, and that movie got 413.
Oh, it made more money.
Yeah. According to the basically according to the estimates, Thunderbolts wasn't gonna make more than Brave New World. And Brave New World cost way more money to make too, and it still made more money because they called it Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the new Avengers, Thunderbolts, nobody knew about them. Like there's no that's the other thing. Like there's no build up to this right now. When it comes to the Fantastic Four, at least people know about the Fantastic Four. I don't think that movie's going to do well at all. I think it's going to be a flop again. But at least people know that those characters. So you have that to try to bank off of. Nobody knew the Thunderbolts. You have Bucky. Normies are going to know Bucky. Nobody else is going to know. That's all you got.
I didn't watch any of the Disney show pluses that had these characters. The only one that I knew of was Bucky. I didn't watch what's it called again? Black Widow. I knew of Ghost because from Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I didn't really care for that character. Right? So to sum it up, basically this article says that this movie grossed a little bit over 300 and what's it called? It's going to bring back up the article. It grossed a little bit over $361 million. And with a budget of 280 million, which faces $100 million loss. And it's more than that because you're not factoring marketing and you're not factoring in the theater, how much money you have to pay the theater, which is 40%. And basically signaling that Kevin Feige was right. You have to do homework in order for you to watch this movie. And not a lot of people care about that. Can you tell a movie? Can you tell a good story about a movie that had a bunch of these people in it? Yes, but if you weren't sort of like ways like, oh, but I don't really care about these people because I don't have no ties in with these. Now you have to watch a TV show. Basically, it is in a way not superhero fatigue, but just MCU fatigue.
I think MCU fatigue is it, and also I slightly think giant universe fatigue is going on as well because there's so much. There's so much you have to do just to know this movie. And I brought this up. I keep bringing this up. When it comes to a lot of this stuff right now. I went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine last year, and that's when they first started showing off the Captain America Brave New World trailer. I remember hearing a normie behind me say, "Isn't that Hawkeye?" when seeing Captain America flying around or Falcon flying around. When you know that, when you hear somebody say that, because you had to watch the freaking show on Disney Plus to see what the heck's going on there. When you hear that, that tells you normies don't know what's going on.
Yep.
Normies have no idea how this is going to work out. There's people that think Superman's a part of Marvel. Okay. When you take, and I bring this up mainly because you see how this movie's doing. Nobody knew these characters outside of Bucky because nobody's watching Disney Plus shows. At least Fantastic Four has a namesake to it. Now I'm going to take this to another thing. How's Doomsday going to do?
Well, they pushed that back too by 6 months. Right, same thing with same thing with what's it called again? Secret Wars as well.
Secret Wars, yeah.
But all Doomsday has going for it, okay, is Robert Downey Jr.
Yep.
Now, I bring up again that girl that said Captain, isn't that Hawkeye? Normies don't follow this news like we do. So they're going to see Robert Downey Jr. in that movie, and they're going to go like, why is Iron Man here? Iron Man's dead. What's going on here? Isn't Iron Man dead? So they're going to see that, and they're going to get scared away.
Yep.
You have no build up to this stuff. You're not building to anything at this point in time. So that's why people have walked out. Thunderbolts, there's nothing tying them here. They walked away. Fantastic Four at least has a name. Everything after that, you got nothing. sorry, I think they're probably gonna they'll make money, but they're not gonna make profit.
Yep. So if you basically boil it down, this is what normies see.
Quite literally,
Yeah.
yes.
What's
Yeah.
Shrek doing there? Like I get like maybe the Yellow Ranger, fucking yellow Lightning McQueen, Superman,
Yeah.
Batman, Spider-Man. What the fuck? Shrek is not a Ninja Turtle. What?
But yeah, normies see this. This is how they think.
Yo, that's Marvel.
Yeah.
That's a Marvel
Yeah.
universe right there.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I actually want to buy this toy. I actually want to
I do
buy
too.
the Power of Justice Avengers. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Funny sense of right alliance.
Oh, Shrek is
I'll buy
life.
this.
Shrek is life.
This is
Actually,
freaking awesome.
I know. Yellow Lightning McQueen, a yellow Power Ranger, Superman, Batman, weird looking Spider-Man, and then Shrek.
A nightmare Shrek.
Oh yeah, that's like Shrek that if he's gotten like a 10. Holy cow, he's so dark. Like a dark green.
That Batman also has a really weird looking logo.
It's pink. It's pink. Oh man.
I kind of
actually
really want this.
I actually
Especially
want this. Yeah.
Especially with the 90s ninja TMNT behind him.
Yeah. Is that a cyborg truck? No, that is Lightning McQueen, but yellow. That's the Chinese version of the right ring McQueen. Oh shit, man.
You'll get your kimchi in 30 seconds or less.
Yeah. Holy shit, man.
Wait, no,
But,
kimchi's Korean. That's my bad.
What's going on, Tree Bear? How's it going, man? Hope you're doing well, man. Tree Bear's been putting up a lot of memes. And some of them are good, some of them are awful. They're all great. Some of them are awful that when I say awful, I'm talking about me being terrible in it. But yeah.
You with like Blair
shit.
White?
No, not that. That's a good thing.
Okay. So you with Hunter, got it.
Oh shit. Anyways, Carlos Lima with the 5. They did my boy Bucky so dirty. He should have been Captain America. Yes.
Yeah. He was
He
always
should've-
set up to become Captain America, but you know.
Yeah, in the comics, he was Captain
It's
America
me.
for a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a
It was
freaking
a part of his
crime.
whole redemption.
But yeah, thank you for the 5, Carlos Lima. Thank you. All right. I think we are. I think that's about it. Do you have anything else, Grae? Do you have anything else you want to bring up?
Not really.
All right, but there we have it, chat. That is it. Thank you, DermyWermy, for hanging
you're
out
welcome.
this long, man. 3.5 hours. That's quite a long time. It's quite a
Yeah,
long
that's
time.
nothing.
But thank you so much for coming on, man. Really appreciate it, dude. So what are you doing, man? Where can people find you?
Well, you can check me out at DermyWermy. Tomorrow I don't really have anything planned outside of working on my Doctor Who review, which should be out Monday. And then Monday night, I do a show with my buddy Adam, the Renaissance Nerd, and again, Jed, the Hollywood Scholar, where we do Doctor Who Cares reviews. So not only will you get my Blake review, you'll also get a huge stream review with all of us together, talking about the slop that we just got. And we'll see some of the fallout there. Simultaneously, I'll have maybe a video out every single day. Maybe it really depends on the news and what I can cobble together, but I do have a new video style. So again, check those out. A harsh criticism all abound, kind of doing something a little different than I used to, where it used to be, me in a corner reacting to articles. Now it's me doing something more unique. So trying out, and then Ballbusters next week, along with Saturday Charity coming back. So if you watch these guys, I just play video games with my buddies. That's about it. But anyways, yeah, that's me. Not a whole lot,
man. And yeah, hell yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. His links are down in the description below, and it's also pinned in the comments. So go ahead and give Dermy a follow or subscribe to him on his personal channel and check that out. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Grae, what are you doing, man? What are you up to? Where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm currently playing Doom the Dark Ages and what do you call this? Expedition 33, because Yeah, the Switch 2 came out, as I said earlier in the streams, the Switch 2 came out way, way earlier here than I anticipated. So that kind of disrupted my plans again. So I'm getting a new PC much later, not July anymore, because I'm getting a Switch 2. And first game I'll be making a video on is Rune Factory. Rune Factory, Guardians of Ozuma. So while waiting, I might make a video of either Doom the Dark Ages or Expedition 33. But I think it's gonna be Doom. It's gonna end up being Doom. And yeah, there's also I forgot. Raidu Remastered that's coming out also this month. So yeah, that's the next game I'll be covering. Then after that, I'll be playing Switch 2 for Rune Factory. So it's gonna be a while. Yeah.
All right. And what's it called again? Are you going to be buying Stellar Blade then and playing it without
Right,
2070?
Yeah. I'll be playing it. I'll be playing it, but I'm not inclined to talk about it until I get my
Well,
new PC.
you did make a video about it already, right? Like on your own personal channel. Yeah.
Back on PS5. Yeah, I did.
All right. And you guys can check me out everywhere at what's it called again? At Mr. Phillip Chan. If you guys want to follow me on my personal channel, Mr. Phillip Chan #2. I've been playing Expedition 33. And according to what I heard, I am about 25% into the game. And yes, I believe I'm getting into maybe 30%. I believe I'm about to get into Act 2, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, I'll be going live on Monday. So keep basically an eye out for that. Thank you, B-Man, for dropping the links to our link tree. Thank you. And on Wednesday, there'll be no gaming. I'll be basically doing it maybe like a 2-hour stream for Coomcast on Wednesdays. And then at around 10 o'clock, I'll be basically leaving the stream to go pick up the midnight Nintendo Switch 2. Ooh. So yeah, because the following day, I'm probably gonna talk to what's it called again? The Epic Verse about it. I'm not sure if I don't think they'll need me for Geeks and Gamers Play, since they're gonna have a lot of people playing with them that day, and they're gonna be playing with the locals because there's gonna be a 24-man race for that. That's gonna be pretty crazy. And the worst day ever, June 6th, there's gonna be a cake stream. Nobody's birthday on June 6th. Nobody's birthday is on June 6th. However,
advanced birthday celebration for me.
However, there is going to be a cake stream that day because I got screwed over by giving a Chinese discount. We have Epic Mike hanging out in the chat. Shout out to Epic Mike. Shout out, man. Hope you're doing well, dude. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, June 6th will be a cake stream. So basically,
so you're gonna be eating ass?
That would be great, but it's not that kind of cake. It's a real cake.
Oh.
What makes matters worse, I've decided to go with an ice cream cake.
So you're eating an entire cake on stream?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's chump change.
So Epic Mike did it for $500. And I was like, cool, I'll do it for $500. Someone said, you're Asian. You should give us a great discount. Thinking that nobody was going to do it, I said, okay, I give you best price, 50% off, $250.
What?
Yeah, I wouldn't have either, man. I wouldn't have.
Legendary Scrub drops 125. Josiah Rises drops the other half.
Yeah.
Now I'm eating cake on stream.
You know,
I need to prep. I need to prep, man.
At least take 10% off. God,
Too late. It's too late. It's too late, man. It's too late. I'm gonna get diabetes. I'm gonna get diabetes immediately after that stream. And I'm not sure if I might need to remove a foot or something like that, but it's gonna be a bad day. It's gonna be, for the record, a cupcake is still a cake. It has to be an 8-inch full-size cake.
Why not just a cheesecake?
Cheesecake is heavier than regular cake.
But it
I
tastes
can go ice cream cheesecake. I don't know. I still have about like a little bit less than a week to decide. Double layer? No. No.
I feel like I should do a cake stream now, but I ain't doing what this guy did. This guy, he's dumb. He's dumb. I could destroy a freaking huge cheesecake all by myself on a stream. The next day will be miserable. Don't get me wrong, but I could do that.
Mine was a double layer 8-inch cake. Oh my god. So
listen,
it's
you
either
already listen, Phil. You already fucked up by not doing it for $500. So you just have to be an 8-inch cake for you. You know.
I feel bad for charging people that much. Okay. I don't even I don't even like it when like people super chat. It's because like it's like it sounds like I'm asking for money or like asking for a handout.
Listen.
It's the Asian in me, man. I have to get
I
good
get it.
deal.
I get it. But as long as you don't start, no, I need that money for bills. I need that money. As long as you don't go DSP with it and give the chat, an actual entertaining thing, like shoving a giant fucking cake in your mouth for God knows what reason.
Yeah,
you're fine. It doesn't matter if they give you a super chat.
And I disagree when you said that's too much. Like, look, I'm not the kind to ask for money either. Like, chat, I never said, "Oh, guys, give me money for blah 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 blah." But considering you're eating something you're eating a cake that is hazardous to your health, I think 500 is too low, dude. I think it's too low, given what it might do to you afterwards. So it's like,
dude, you're talking to a man who for $500 ate 5 different levels of very hot nuts, and then for another $500 did a 1-chip challenge.
It was too low. Now it's 5K. Yeah, it's too late now, Mike. I probably should have consulted with you first.
Yeah.
I probably should have consulted with Mike.
By the time I saw your stream, I was like, who gave this 125? I didn't know it was about the cake at the time, but it's like, had I been there, I would have said, no, you stick to your 500. At the very least, man, you should have stuck to the 500. Like, I'm not a money guy either. I'm not saying, oh, guys, give me this much money so I can do this. Like, but if it's something that'll inflict bodily harm to you, you gotta charge, man. You gotta charge money for that one.
It depends on how much money you're charging there. I mean, you're talking to one of the masters of grifting here.
Everything has a price. Everything has a price.
I got paid $800 to build this on stream and then break it.
That's wild, man.
We need to teach you how to grift better. That's
all right. Grae, if you guys don't know, Grae's birthday is coming up in July. Just letting you know.
Grae's birthday, if you give that man $500, he will go out there and get whatever third world country cake he can eat. And eat that on stream. I don't know what type of third world country cake they have there. It might be like a cupcake, but I mean,
this could be like a ube cake, leche plan or something like that.
People have been saying that get an ube cake, but okay, we'll see.
Do you like ube?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. But yeah, it has like my.
But we like Grae. You guys suck. You guys suck. All right.
Look, I never tell people give me money, but if you're gonna have me do something like that, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be asking for money for that one. Yeah,
it'll be from Red Ribbon Bakery. All right, so most likely I need to game plan this. The thing is that it either needs to be this is similar to what Mike ate, or I said that it will be an ice cream cake. The reason why I chose I might be considering more of an ice cream cake is because there's less cake to eat. There's more ice cream to eat, less cake, and then there's also a chocolate, an Oreo cookie crust on the bottom, and I can down all the sweetness with hot tea. But the thing is, I'm mildly lactose.
You're gonna need some milk. You're gonna need milk.
I'm not drinking milk with my cake, man.
You gotta do it.
No, that would be another $500. If I'm going to be downing milk.
You don't have to
There
down
we
the
go.
milk. You just use the milk to help wash it down.
Yeah, no, it has to be hot tea because the milk milk has high calories and it has sugar. If I'm going hot green tea, it's little calorie and no sugar.
You're a bad fat person.
Don't drink milk. I'm not drinking water. I'm drinking tea because the tea actually helps with the sweetness.
You're a bad Mike. You're also a bad fat person. Convince this man to drink milk. God damn it! How am I supposed to be the one teaching you how to do this stuff?
Look, I gave you best price. $499.50. Oh man, you got to be drinking soy milk. No, I'll grow man boobs.
No, almond milk.
No, almond milk does not work. Almond milk does not work on it. I still get the runs. Almond milk does not work.
I don't care about your dietary
Hey,
issues.
I care. I care about it, man.
I'm trying to get the chat their entertainment here. You're talking to a
Oat
man
milk?
who once put on.
I'm not gonna drink oat ran through with hot water. I'm not drinking freaking oat milk. I hate oat milk. Almond milk, soy milk, nothing. Okay.
Mike did get paid to eat his favorite dessert. Jesus Christ, I get paid to hurt myself. What is this world coming to? I feel shame right now, Phil. We got to give this one. You should have never given best off or 50% off. That's your own fault.
I didn't know they were gonna do it.
If you don't think that your chat's obviously popping off, $250, that's too low of a freaking bar.
Yeah, it's kind of low.
Stuff.
Yeah,
math this stuff. This was easy. You don't want to
It's
do
too
it.
late. It's too late now. It's too late.
God.
The line has been drawn in the sand. It goes down Friday, probably 7 p.m. I'm not, maybe 5 p.m., 6 p.m. here. It's gonna be a bad day, man. It's gonna be a bad day. And the thing is, next Saturday we have Tabitha on as a guest.
You're gonna be shitting constantly.
I'm gonna have to apologize to her.
You're gonna have to look at her and go like, listen, okay, I'm partially lactose intolerant, but I ate a giant cake yesterday and I was dumb and gave him 50% off and asked for $250 instead of $500.
yeah, and YouTube gets 30% of that too. Even listen.
Grae, you shut your mouth, man.
Did you even have them send it to you via Stream Elements or Streamlabs?
I don't have that set up.
Mike, you need to help your boy out.
Look, it asked me whether or not I want to do this for business, and then they're gonna tax it. So I'm not sure how you stop there. All right, bro, you effed up. I know.
Just set up a personal PayPal and they'll send it there.
Yeah, you do.
How much do you eat for my feet? There's no price to that.
For $1,000, he will show you his feet.
Not after what you did to me, Phil, on Twitter.
What did you do to poor Mike?
I drew a picture of him.
Is Dingus still around? Yeah, that's Phil's doing.
I need to see this picture.
I drew a picture of Epic Mike.
I must find this picture.
Phil, get us a discount for feet. No. How much to beer bong a gallon of whole milk? No money. I'm not doing that. I told you I am lactose. Okay, I tried. I found out I was lactose in 2014, and then I switched over to organic milk. Didn't work. I switched over to almond milk, which I hate. It didn't work. I switched to, and then the closest thing that actually worked is lactate. That's the only thing that actually helps.
So I just saw what you did for poor Mike here. You know what, Mike? It could have been worse.
How much to add milk to the stream? No, name your price. I'm not adding milk. Milk will get you full a lot faster. I won't be able to eat like a quarter of the cake. And my wife basically said, it doesn't matter how much cake you eat. All you got to do is beat Mike. That's all she said.
Didn't Mike finish the cake? No,
he ate like a I think 2/3 or like 75% of it, which is a fucking a lot.
Okay, so here's the upside though. Okay, one, you guys got to pay him that $250. Okay, it doesn't matter if he has.
I never said $250 for milk. No.
Shut up.
I never said $250 for milk.
Shut up. I'm trying to help you out here. He's doing something awesome.
You're trying to blow up my asshole. No.
Yeah,
I'm not. I didn't even say drink the milk. I'm just saying you should get the other $250, buddy.
Anyway. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree. Sorry, I'm gonna have to agree with that.
Okay. Follow me here. Mike's fat. Okay, so there's this law that goes around here. Okay, where fat people, we can only ingest so much food, and then the fat starts constricting our stomach. You're a skinny Asian man, so I think you can do this. I think you got this. I think you can eat 3/4 of that cake and be fine. Skinny Asians have been destroying hot dog eating contests for years now.
I'm not gay.
I'm not talking about being gay. I'm using King of the Hill logic here right now. You got this, brother. I believe
it wasn't the stomach room. It was the sugar intake.
Well, that's because you're weak, Mike. And I mean, you're diabetes already. Okay, we already know you lost a foot. And by the way, Mike, I saw that. Listen, Mike, I saw that picture that you sent that Phil drew of you. Bud commissioned a $40 picture of me and Cloud, and all I can show you guys is my part. It's so much worse.
Yes,
and
that's
I still
pretty gay.
engage with Bug. Oh,
does my wife know? Yes, my wife definitely knows. I told her immediately after, and she started laughing, and she said that you're gonna show up on a dark web because people are gonna masturbate to you eating cake. I'm like, please don't tell me that's true.
I mean, I'll probably masturbate to it. Not gonna lie.
Oh fuck! What the fuck are we doing, bro? What? Oh my god,
Mike, look, that's because your diabetes started telling you needed to stop.
All right. How about this? We'll reconvene on Monday on my own personal channel, and we will talk shop. Okay? We will talk shop on Monday. If you add milk, I won't masturbate. What the fuck?
I'll masturbate either way. Don't worry.
What the fuck, bro?
I masturbated the mic stream, to be perfectly honest, but he started slurring his words because the diabetes.
We need to remember to mention that dark web stuff while you're eating. Phil is going to get drunk from the sugar intake. We will talk about it on my own personal channel on Monday. Okay, I need to think this through. I need to think this through.
Phil, I got a better one. Instead of water, instead of milk, how much to drink Fireball along with this?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Fireball is?
Is that alcohol?
Yes.
I'm allergic to alcohol. My throat closes up. The stronger the alcohol content, the faster my throat closes up.
Well, that idea's out the window. Here, I'll do what Phil's doing, but I'll add alcohol because I'm a weirdo. And I'm white. And German. And Irish. God, you're so weird.
How am I weird? How am I weird? Yeah, I have the Asian glow, first of all.
50% off for me eating giant cake. What the fuck?
I was being nice to the chat. I didn't think anyone was going to super chat that much money. Like $5 here and there.
I didn't think people were going to super chat for me to eat two 1-chip challenges. Guess what? Then I got $1,000 fucking dollars.
I would rather do the spicy challenge than.
I'd rather do
no.
your challenge.
No. I'm
Although you
saying
should do a 1-chip challenge. I dare you.
No, I've never done it, but like
I dare you.
No.
$500. He will do a 1-chip challenge. I'm trying to help you out here, man. Come on. Work with me. Play the crowd. Jesus Christ.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it. We'll reconvene on my own personal channel on Monday. Okay. I need to talk to my wife about the whole milk stuff. It's because she's gonna clean it up. She gonna be cleaning it up. All right. And I'm probably gonna need like adult diapers or something like that while we're live with Tabitha. Probably not gonna tell her about that though. The thing is that with Tabitha, we need to be very PG. Okay. She does not curse. She does not say any bad words.
Okay.
We have to be nice. Okay. But yes, next Saturday, Dreaming Tabitha will be on with us. And that's the day after Doomsday, D-Day, which is actually D-Day, June 6th. Anyways, there's going to be a crime scene. She's going to be cleaning up. Yep. See, the thing is that I do have a bidet, so I'm going to ass blast my my sphincter.
It's so fucking gay.
Yep.
How is it gay? I don't know what you're talking about. Look. Look.
Listen, guys, I got water to shoot up my butthole.
And the thing is that it's not even the warm one, too. It's like the cold one, too. So that's...
All I've ever used is toilet paper. And I'm of questionable sexuality. And I'm calling that gay.
It's C-Day is cake day. Oh, all right. Anyways, chat, we will talk more about it on my own personal channel. We will talk more about it. All right. Phil likes getting ass blasted. No, I don't. But thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hollow Ninja, Melodic Method, Dingus, Fable of Man, Carlos Lima, and 21 Palika. Thank you for all the supers. Thank you for all the re-ups and everything. Thank you. I'll talk more about it on my own personal channel, whether or not I will go through with the whole milk thing. Okay. But anyways, chat, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you so much, DermyWermy, for coming out, hanging out with us. We will definitely love to have you back in the future.
Yes.
Shout out to everyone on Rumble. Shout out to everyone on X, and shout out to everyone in the YouTube chat. You guys will be rerouted to Smash JT stream. Hope you guys take care of yourself. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.